You said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true!
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Backstage with Al and Jay. Are you ready?
You what?
And now, your host, Al Silva.
Who?
Hello and welcome again, everyone. We're in episode 2, but this one we'll call episode 1. We'll call episode 0 the last one because for the first time on this channel, so we'll call it the first episode today, we are joined by Jason, also known as Jay, or just Jay, or the JXX, Jex. Any of those combinations of J's and X's, you can call this guy. But welcome aboard, Jason. Episode 1, sort of. How you doing?
I feel like, I'm good. Still slightly under the weather, but careful with your combinations of X's and J's. You're going to sound like an idiot.
No. The more X's you put in his name, he likes that. He's like, I'm the JXXXX.
If you put all the X's in the front, it sounds dumb.
Yeah. Well, how many can they get away with? How many X's?
I would
at least
say
5. 2? You got to see what his gamer tag is for any of it to make sense. Because he's like straight out of, what was that, early 2000s? Like where you have like X's to be like wings. So they can be like, oh.
That's not why I did it.
What to make it look really
No, it was
sharp.
just because there was a whole bunch of other people who thought they were half as sick as me. And they were like, it was.
But they took the name. So you had to.
Yeah, they took it. So I reclaimed it.
Yeah.
And it just happened to look cooler than theirs.
It did. He's like, I'm the J. He wanted to make sure he was the J. There could have been other J's out there.
Yeah, but I'm the J.
He's the one, which is good. Now, we have a jam-packed show today because I didn't do the after party last week because I was like, why would I waste all these good videos without Jason here? So I saved them for this week. But then even that show there was a backup from that show as well. So we have like 3 weeks worth of after party. So for tonight, whatever, it's really late at night in Michigan. We're going to get right to the pregame, about to hit it. Then we're going to get in this Insano world because we got a packed Insano world. And then we're just going to go straight to the after party because there's just too many videos. And I'm trying really hard, Jason. I'm telling you, I'm trying really hard for this channel.
I believe you.
This show. 2 hours long. We ended up being 2 hours long last week. So I was like, oh, perfect. This is great. We just got to be snappy. Sometimes I think it's because I put too many articles, but that's because I think I have this expectation. Oh, we got to talk forever. No, we talk about an article. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, next article. Talk about boop, 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 boop. Some articles. Maybe you talk more.
We're what is it called? Point and shoot.
Shooting off the hip.
Clicking. Yeah, we're
just gonna take it. We're gonna take it as it goes. Boom, boom, boom. Fast. We're moving fast. So let's go straight into the pregame.
It's time for the pregame.
No! What are you waiting for? Do it!
Ooh, all right. So, I forgot I can't hit that. Like,
how are you gonna fit infinity into 2 hours?
Whoa, this is crazy. So just a little pregame from last week. What happened? Because I told them I was like, I'm gonna do something. So I went down to Nashville. My niece, her name is Giselle. She was having prom, and this is a new thing. I've never heard of this before, but I just, my whole family wants to do something. I just go with it. And so I guess it was like, oh, because it's her prom, we're going to do like a party and we're going to do like a big send off. And then she goes to prom or whatever. I don't know why I was assuming it was going to be a party. Like she was going to bring her friends and like whatever. It was a party at Juanita's house, but it wasn't. It was just like, it was a party for us. And then Giselle comes out and then does a whole thing. So I made a video for her because I was doing a lot of work this weekend, even though I was having fun, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do some stuff for it. And honestly, it was because they told me to. When he just like, I want you to take photos, I want you to take videos, I want you to do all this stuff. I was like, okay, it's for my niece. It's okay. So I'm gonna play you guys the video. Now I'm guaranteeing YouTube's gonna be like, oh bro, there's copyrighted music. Live streaming is so tough when it comes to playing music. Okay, it's very, very tough. But you know what? It's a minute long, bro. YouTube, let me chill. So I just wanted to show you guys this so you can see some of it is a little bit of an ad for Epic Media Productions. You want some of this? You give us a call. Email is in the
minus the
channel.
copyright part.
Well, we'll give you copyrighted music. It's just at that point, it's what you do with it. You know what I mean? Like, because nobody wants like, oh, I want royalty-free music on my thing. Nobody wants that. We, unfortunately, are YouTubers, so like, yeah, we can't do nothing about it, even though I'd really like to do something about it. So everybody take a look. This is my niece Giselle and her friend that I don't know the name of, but it was like a dual thing because her friend was at the house, and so her friend's family was there, but it was mostly for my niece. Obviously, that's what I went down there for. Let's take a look at my niece's prom video.
Rainbows, sunshine everywhere.
My niece is in pink.
Rainbows, sunshine. Go. Rainbows, sunshine.
I just realized I didn't put on the video. There's my niece. That's so funny.
Rainbows, sunshine. Rainbows, sunshine. Yeah.
That's me.
Rainbows, sunshine.
That's me doing work. I'm putting in the work.
They know better to mention the budget truck and just enough to make her pay attention. The who, what, why, and where. They sport the flyest pair. She got the nicest hair and she know life is better with this liquor. It's crazy how the world look different. It's crazy how the girls look different. The colors and the sound so vivid. You never catch your boy Bo pimpin'. Me sitting on the sidewalk, man, that don't sound right. But as long as I look fly by prom night, go. Rainbows, sunshine. Sunshine.
That's my nephew. Nice. Cool. I made that on the drive back. Like, I wasn't driving. My mom was driving, but I was like, man, I'm going to use this 8-hour drive and I'm going to get work done. So I was like just in the back video editing the whole time. I edited that. And then I have another thing I can't play right now because I'm not done with it. And then I can't even play it on the... It's really just for me. But I'm like, it just looks so cool. I'm like, oh, man, my sister was asking me because I was taking little video clips I'd say all weekend, but I was really there for 2 days, and just really short clips because I had this idea in my head, like just like a chronological sort of like boom, boom, I'm here, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, blah, 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 blah. And then my family wanted me to take photos because the whole family went out to downtown Nashville. So I had my brother Ramon, my sister Juanita, my sister Christina wasn't there, but she sent her kids Zoe, Krista, and one of the twins, I believe it was Lydia. They look exactly the same. They're twins. That's how it works. But one's name's Kaylee and one name's Lydia. We had one of the twins.
Shame on you.
One of the twins. I told her, I was like, they should have like embroidered L's and K's on like every shirt they have. So that way it's like always like, okay.
Wear name tags?
Not name tag, just a K, just an L. Just a K or an L. Like something. You know what I mean? So that way everybody.
My
sister Juanita, she always goes twins. Twin. Like if she's talking to one of them, twin. Oh. I at least try to get their name, but I don't want to get the wrong name. So then I went up to my mom. I was like, hey, is this Kaylee or Lydia? And I can't remember now which one it was, but she was like, oh, it's Kaylee. And I was like, oh, okay. So then once I lock it in, I'm like, oh, it's just Kaylee. You know, versus when you have both and then you have both and then one goes into a room, one goes in and you're like, shoot, which one was which? It's like the mixing up the cup trick. You're like, where's the ball? Yeah, oh, no, I don't. Except for humans, but they look exactly the same.
Yeah, I get it.
Because they're twins. It's hard.
I just think it's funny. You'd be the guy who would like get a Sharpie marker and draw like a letter on their forehead.
Well, I'd do it fancy. I'd get it like stitched in. You know, like those fancy towels like really rich people have.
I'm
where
saying
it's like,
she's not going to do that. So you're left
my
with
sister.
Sharpie
Yeah. Or maybe I would just do a cheap version that doesn't leave them permanently marked. Wristbands, like colored wristbands.
You got to do it slick like they do in the movies. Like you got to like eat a bunch of Cheetos or whatever and then like put Cheeto dust on one of the kids.
Oh, okay. There you go.
That one's
like Simba.
Yeah.
Just like bloop.
That one's
now you're Kaylee. Yep. And I know non-Cheeto is Lydia.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So that was a lot of fun. It was like, since we had all the kids going to Nashville, we didn't do like bar hopping or anything like that, but we did go to this really fancy ice cream candy store that had like a million ice creams, a million candies. That was really cool. And then we went down to the river and then looked at that. And then on the way back, the kids wanted to ride the bull. They wanted to ride a bull. So we found a bar that had all ages ride the bull. $10, you sign a waiver and they can ride the bull. And so it's so funny because my niece, Ramon's daughter, she was like the first one. She was like, I want to ride the, and she's like 4 or 5. She's really little. And she's like, I want to ride the bull. We're like, you sure you want to ride the bull? She's like, yeah. So then when we're like upstairs at the bull and we're like waiting in line because there's a kid in front of us, she's just like standing there. I took a picture of this and she's just like in complete focus of this bull. She's like, I'm going to ride this bull. And her sister was like, you're not scared? She's like, no. She's like, you want to ride the bull? She's like, yeah. You're not nervous? No. I was like, oh, she really wants to ride a bull. So she gets on the bull. And of course, the bull operator is not like, throw this little 5-year-old off like immediately. He's letting her go. And she's just smiling the whole time, like full blown smile. Like, yeah, like just having so much fun. And then my nephew, Jonas, Juanita's older son, even though because the one younger son you've seen, he's a little baby, he's like 2 or 3 years old, he's like, I want to ride the bull. So then he rode the bull next, and the operator wasn't as gentle with him. He was like, oh, this is a big kid, this is a big boy. My boy Jonas, he's in 5th grade, but he's like, he plays football. I mean, this guy is a linebacker. He is. Yeah. People look at him and they think he's twice his age because they're like, that's a big ass kid. And what's so funny is like, I'm hanging out with Jonas at the end of the first night or whatever. And, I was thinking, that's where you're like, oh, I want a little sweet treat, right? Everybody had like late nights like, oh, let me get a little sweet treat, right? So I'm thinking a cup of coffee, something like that. And then Jonas, he's starting to make a plate. And I'm like watching him because I wasn't sure what he was putting together. He puts together like 2, and they're not even hamburgers, cheeseburgers. He gets the cheese out, 2 cheeseburgers and the pasta and all this stuff. And I'm like, Jonas, are you sure you should be eating all that, dude? And he's like, I'm hungry. I'm like, that hungry, dude? I can't even eat all that. But it's like
one of those things. He couldn't make a decision, so he wanted.
He's like, give me it all, and that's why he's like. I remember when he was little, when he was like 4 years old, he was already like a big kid, bulky kid. I was like, that kid's gonna play football. And now that he does, I think he has to at this point. Like he has to maintain what he has because he has to be running over people so he can get a scholarship at some point. But it was really cool, really fun experience. So hopefully I can produce that video of my little vlog because that's when Nina's like, are you doing a vlog? I was like, I didn't think of that. I wish I would have thought about it earlier to actually make it a vlog where I'd voice over like a day in Nashville or something. Right. I didn't do it that professional. I just did it realistically for me, but I'll post it on there anyway because I don't give a F.
It's worth it.
That's how we do around here. Oh, the other thing, Jason, we'll get into this in Insano World, but it's like we got a new channel, right? Fresh starts, and my dad's in the chat. Oh, look, it's everyone's favorite inconsistent podcaster. Thank you. We started again. Is that a win? That's inconsistent. Thank you. And so I was like, you know what? New start. We can just be raw. I mean, that's the whole point of the show was like, oh, let's just be raw, right? Let's just be real raw. That's how it's going to be. And then there was just certain opinions I had on the last episode, the first is episode 0 at this point, and I was like, tipping toe, and I was like, you know what, it's a new thing, just let it out, especially Jason, we gotta let that boy out. So if like we got opinions, just let him out on this channel. It was my Al Silva channel. I was like, well, I got all this content that's like, going to Minecraft or going to Raising Cane's or whatever, and it's like a video, a channel for the people, for everybody. Like now that we have this show specifically on its own channel, this is for us. So like if we want to just say an opinion, and even if it's spicy, because I added a button for that, and I'll call it hot take. When we have some hot takes, we're just gonna let them out. Okay, this is the uncaged version of Backstage with Alan J. So just get ready for that journey with us. All right, let me see if I had anything else in the pregame. No, that's it. Pregame's done. We're going to Insano World. Let's go. Boom. All right, we got a jam-packed Insano World. We're going to start with the first thing, which is, I guess, the most relevant for a lot of people. Not necessarily for me, but it's what did they call culture, world, current events, stuff like that. So they're like, oh, well, everybody's talking about it. And so everybody seems to be talking about this because the last pope just died a few weeks ago. And so there was this whole process where I guess all the cardinals across the world, they get together and they vote on a new pope. And it took them a few days, but now they have this new guy that's supposed to be the leader of the Catholic Church. His name is Robert Prevost. And I don't know, I got to get the backstory of this, where it's like every pope, they choose a name. They're like, well, okay, yeah, I'm Robert, but like I'm going to be Pope blank though. And then if somebody else had that name before, now they're the 4th, 5th, 6th, or whatever. And it seems weird because they don't have a lot of variety in the names, because as we can see, this is Pope Leo the 14th. So he's like the 14th guy that picked Leo. And there's like most of the names, like it's like, oh, Pope, John Paul, it's like the 20th or something, it's like they just keep picking the same names. Why don't you just stick with your name? That what it is. Now, the real big hubbub, not only is it because it's the Pope, and I guess there's over 1 billion Catholics in this world. It's crazy to think of. Besides there's Islam, Buddhist, Hinduism, stuff like that. This is number 1 based on count. I don't know how they go around counting everybody. It's like a census. Like, hey, what religion are you? What religion? Apparently, this is number 1 here, so that's why so many people care about it.
Collecting your Google searches.
That's right. They're like searching for Pope. Now they got me down as a Catholic. They're like searching for Pope. Oh, must be a Catholic. The real hubbub behind him is the fact that he's the first American Pope. They've never had a Pope that was born in America. They've never had one before.
I didn't even know that.
The closest they had was a Pope that was born in South America, whole different continent. But they called it the first American Pope before, because North and South America is technically the Americas. That's what it's known as. But he's the first one, and he was born in Chicago. Well, Chicago, Windy City.
Oh, I did see that in a newspaper. I didn't.
Yeah, he's born in Chicago. He's the 267th occupant of the throne of St. Peter. They've had 267 popes over the last 2,000 years. He was born in Chicago in 1955. To parents of Spanish and Franco-Italian descent. So he's a little Spaniard, little France, little Italian, all that good stuff. So he's been doing this for a while. Now, the reason why it's like weird is because most of the world is really anti-American. They're like, bro, you guys, you're all fat, and you're all lazy, and you're too loud, and you're rude. So it's like, this is supposed to be the highest office for this sect. And they're like, oh, why'd you pick an American? Now, this is the thing. All the head bishops and the cardinals they picked it. It's not like it's a random lottery. It's not like, even though honestly, to me, that might be better. You know what I mean? Because what happens if there's like everybody's doing backdoor deals? It's like politicians. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you vote for one, but they're doing a lot of backdoor deals before you even get the name. Yes. They're funneling them out. That'd be crazy. They're making them do crazy.
They're like dodgeballs, and they're actually using machine guns and shooting people off of platforms. That's what happened.
Or do you think they're doing like Pope, not, I was gonna say Pope Olympics, but you know what I mean? Like they're doing stuff where it's like, all right, well, if you're gonna be, we want the best Pope candidate, so we need to know, like they give them drills with like quizzing, and then they ask them to like do prayers and stuff, and do they vet them, or do you think they're just like, I don't know.
I have no idea, because like how would the cardinal of somewhere in France
that's never met this dude
anything about this guy? Like, do they just talk amongst each? Is it like, oh,
that's what's weird? None of these guys, most of them wouldn't know most of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because they're all from all over the place.
Unless there's like Christian newsletters and stuff.
They're always spreading like, oh, this guy, like Robert, this
guy had 354
did something real cool.
Fish fries for his community.
He did like the coolest thing ever. Let's see. What did he do? Anything like really crazy? I know he moved to Latin America for 20 years. Peru, yep. And so that's why they're like, but then it's like, as soon as he gets in, they're like, all right, well, what are his views? And they're like, well, I mean, he could be about this. He could be about that. I don't know. He could be about a bunch of stuff. Nobody really knows until he opens his mouth. That's the thing. I think that's what's different about presidencies in America. It's like, you have to, what do they call it? Campaign. Yeah, you got to hey, I'm about these issues and this is my stuff. The Pope, we don't even know what he's about. You guys elected somebody who were like, Who knows what he's gonna say? We won't know until he starts doing stuff, which is kind of crazy. The signal's really bad tonight. It's raining up here at the moment. It might be your signal, but I also did try something. I upped the bit rate. I upped it a little bit. Not crazy. I didn't want to go crazy, but normally we stream at 10,000 bit rate. I was trying 15,000 because one of the things I need to do after we get done with this episode, I chop out the segments. This is what I've been promising for the last year or so. I'm like, oh, get done with the show, chop out the segments, upload them as, what do they call it? Video on demand, like ready to goes. And so when I was doing that last time, it was like,
you're going to say shorts.
Well, shorts too. I did release a couple shorts, and that's why we brought this guy on. Because I didn't want people to forget about this guy. We have, where's it? Corner. That's Spartan Helmet, dude. So it was so funny. When I didn't have Jason here, I wanted to, like, it's like just to get going, just to get the lubricant on the gears going. I put the Spartan Helmet dude in one corner, and then I had Snake Man, and then in the corner I had that, like, xylophone, like, that machine thing. It's really cool instrument. And it was just to kind of, like, ease my mind, like, oh, you know, because it's kind of weird to do it all by yourself. It's kind of weird, even though obviously these inanimate objects are not real. These are not real people. But I was like, I gotta have something. I gotta have something. So what was funny was I was like, all right, I'm joined today by Spartan Helmet dude, Snake Man, and Xylophone dude. I'm totally not crazy. And I clipped that out and made it a short. And it got like over 1,000 views. And somebody was in the chat that were like, I love Spartan Helmet dude. I hope he makes more appearances. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to add that as our gimmick where he is always in the corner somewhere. Like, even if we have like multiple guests on where he doesn't get the chair, I'm going to have Spartan Helmet dude somewhere in the shot just to be that consistent, like,
we need to give him a voice now too.
That would be crazy. Like, he actually talks. It's like Conan O'Brien. They had like sock puppet dude or the dog with the cigar. He's like, oh, I poop on you. I can't remember his phrase. I think it was I poop on you. I think he was going to poop on him. But Spartan Helmet would need a very distinct voice because he's a Spartan. He's a ghost of a Spartan because there's nobody in there. That's just a metal helmet. Yeah. But he would sound like real Spartan-y, like, give me a weapon or something, you know. Like the guy from
like
Halo.
Master
Basically
Chief?
Just like Master Chief. You know what we could do? We could just do AI generation. Generation, Master Chief, and then we can just script out what we want this guy to say, and then I can have it as a button right here.
Kilimanjaro.
I thought you were gonna say something for kill them all or something. Like, who? Spartan Helmet guy, man. Calm down. He's like, kill them all. No, he's too spicy. That's Spartan Helmet. You better calm down, Spartan Helmet.
Maybe he sounds like a total dork.
Oh no, I think that would ruin his image. That would ruin. Hey guys, Spartan Helmet here. No, nobody would like him anymore. That's the maybe he shouldn't have a voice because it's the mysterious factor.
Oh, maybe only
then they never know what he. 1,000 episodes. And then when we do unveil it, we don't want to let people down, so we give them the, hey, I shit bricks or whatever. You know what I mean? Like whatever he says it like really low. So then they're like,
sure,
there it is. So you got to stay around for 1,000 episodes. You'll hear what Spartan Helmet says. So I just want to make sure that was there. Now, as far as this whole Pope thing, I don't know what it's going to be. My dad says the false prophet is from Babylon the Great. There's a whole segment of Revelation where it talks about this place that is basically creating the destruction for the entire world based on what it's doing over there. Think of like Sodom and Gomorrah, but it's like in the future. It's Babylon the Great. And it seems pretty clear. It seems to be America based on a lot of stuff that goes on these days with how the culture is and stuff. You're like, oh man, this is pretty Babylon-y. So it is kind of weird that the new Pope is from America, which is already like a pretty kind of messed up place. And then there's also, and this is one of those spicy things, a little hot takes. I have a button for it. Let's see here. Hot take. It's right here. I got to get ready. Oh, I didn't do the voiceover yet. I forgot I was going to wait for the microphone where it's going to like, it's time for a hot take. It'll be the Spartan Helmet, dude. It's time for a hot take. I feel like my hot take regarding this is the fact that it's just like, I, as a Christian, as a person that is committed to Christ and what he means and what it means and the realness of it, I am almost angry with the Catholic Church for what it does that leads people away from what the true message is. The true message is so simple. It's like, Just repent, believe, and be baptized. And bro, we're all good. And then just now you work forward. You go forward. Everything's forward. Don't worry about the past. That was behind you. You've been forgiven. Walk. Catholics are like, you got to do. And you're like, what do I got to do? Oh, well, you got to make sure that you're going to that place. And that place, the church, they're like, we're not even going to, for the longest time, they wouldn't do the church sermon. They call it a sermon, right? The service or whatever. They wouldn't even do it in English. They're like, no, it has to be in Latin. And everybody's like, we don't understand that. We don't know Latin. We don't know what's going on. So then you're going to this thing. You're not getting any information. It's like, I want to go to church to understand more, not to understand less. Like,
or exactly the same amount.
Like, they're just speaking gibberish to me. I don't know what that means. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, that's weird. And then they're like, hey, you know what? To be saved, you got to do all these steps. And if you miss any of these steps, well, bro, you're a goner. And it's like, bro, what? You're like, oh, no, yeah. Well, first of all, you get baptized as a baby. And it's like, that doesn't make any sense. A baby can't make a conscious decision to do anything. It's a baby. And it seems pretty clear if you read the book, it's like you have to make this decision yourself. And babies literally can't do that. They can't even talk. They're not even da mama yet. They're just babies. So that's already step one, error. And then step two, it's like, okay, then you got to go through the catechism and you got to go through these rituals that are supposed to make you more aligned with Jesus. And it's like, no, where does it say that in the book? And they're like, nowhere. We just made it up. And it's like, why do you keep doing that? Why do you keep doing that? And they're like, all right. And then the last one is really tough because you got to get your last rites read before you die. It's like the last step. And it's like, a lot of people die suddenly. There's not a lot of.
Get hit by a bus.
Yeah, there's not a lot of I'm gonna die, next week or whatever. It's like dead. You're just dead. And so what? And then they believe in this thing. This is the weirdest concept. Purgatory. They're like, okay, what happens if you're a Catholic, but you didn't quite do all those things we said? Well, you can get into the waiting room of heaven. And then in the waiting room of heaven, your family and friends can pray to other dead people, not Jesus, to other dead people they call saints. And then those saints will then say, hey, God, turns out we finally reached 1,000 prayers for that dude. You can go ahead and let him in to heaven. And not that it's literally 1,000 prayers, but that's what they say. It's called the intersection of saints. It's
like, well, what if all right, first of all, I'm going to point something out that I don't know if you thought of. One of the big things across all religion is not worshiping anybody but the God, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying the God because there's multiple of them or I am literally trying to express no one specific opinion. I'm being...
That's how their religion works.
And yes.
Yeah.
You're asking all of these people who die and go to purgatory to then have worshipers who send their prayers in favor of that person.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, bro, we got to get our cousin Johnny out of purgatory. Everybody start praying. Spread the word about praying for Johnny. And then who are you praying to? Mary, Joseph, I don't know. It's like,
not God.
Like, what are you guys doing? That's just so crazy.
That's wild.
It's nuts because and that's where it's
now you've just guaranteed your entire family doesn't get into heaven because they're worshiping you instead of God.
It feels like it's so wrong on so many ways where it's like, what happens if, you don't, it's like, there's so many fallacies in it, but it's like, what happens if you just don't have any family? It's like, nobody's praying for you.
I'm fucked.
Yeah, that's it. Now you're stuck, and you're stuck in purgatory. But purgatory would essentially be a lot better than hell, I would assume, because hell's definitely bad. But purgatory is supposed to be
boring,
the middle ground. There's nothing. It's just nothingness. Where it's like, oh well, for a lot of people that deserve that probably wouldn't be so bad. They're like, hey man, I'm stuck in nothing. Ooh, that's easy. But it's like there's this term that Catholics refer to. Anybody that's non-Catholic, they call Protestants. I didn't know this. A lot of this I had to learn after I came to Christ. It was like I came to Christ because I wanted that connection and I felt he was calling me. And then it was like some people they're like, oh, I got to know everything. I can't go into this until I know everything. It's like, bro, you just got to know the core thing. And then you get all the other information because you have to dig. You start digging in and you start reading and researching and all that stuff. And so I didn't even know about a bunch of this stuff, but they're like, oh yeah, they're Protestants, and Catholics hate Protestants because they feel like they're not about the rules. They're like, they're not following the rules. They're not paying attention to the rules. And it's like, but what do you guys base your rules on? And they're like, oh, the popes. That's why the pope's so important, because it's called the infallibility of the pope or something like that. They use all sorts of words, right? But basically, it's like the pope can make rules, and they do councils. And in these councils where they make rules, then they go, this is the rule. And now every Catholic needs to follow it. And it's infallible, basically without error. This is how it is. This is the rules. And it's like, versus the Protestants, which I would call normies, where it's like, oh, what do you base your rules on? Oh, the book. The book that we all agree on, you know, Catholics, everybody was like, we all agree on the book, right? They're like, yeah, we're like, we just stick to the book. And so they call it sola scriptura. It's like just scripture. And I'm like, wouldn't that make sense for anything ever? It's like you have authority in a thing that we can all verify together versus, all right, well, yes, we all verified that together. But then we had a bunch of human beings, you know, flawed human beings that are clearly, we're all flawed. They added extra rules. It's like, why would I go with those? That doesn't make any sense.
That's a great question.
So the whole Catholic, and that's what drives me bonkers, is because like I feel like they're actually in this. That's the spiciest part of the take, is like, I think they, maybe not on purpose, maybe not Pope Leo himself. He's like, I got to take as many people away from Jesus as possible. But I feel like that's like the background of how this all came to be, was Satan was like, hey, wouldn't this be the craziest thing if I corrupted and took over the biggest section of Christians ever? And then they got all willy-nilly off the track, and like, that's how I get them. They think they're doing the right thing, but they're not. That's how we get them. I'm like, oh, that's like the most evil thing. Like, if I was Satan, that's what I would do. You would think, everybody thinks, oh, Satan's going around like lighting people on fire or something. Like, no, bro, he wants juicy candy. He's like, oh, you should come over here. There's juicy candy over here. Get in my van. He's the van guy. He's the van guy. Get in my van. I got candy. Oh, I got puppies over here. No van guy's ever like, hey, I got torture. There's torture over here. You want to get in the van? And everybody be like, no, I don't want to get tortured. Oh, I got a baseball bat. I'm going to beat you with it. Nobody would get in the van. They get in the van. Oh, there's candy. Oh, there's puppies in there. That's kind of how it is. And I think that's my spicy take, is I think the Catholic Church is the synagogue of Satan. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, we can move on to the next story. The Catholics are like, dislike. I'm sorry. This is how it is. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. It's not all of them.
It's just the bad ones.
To me, it's just the organized part of it. It's not the people in
I've told you a million times how I felt about,
you know what I mean? The
religion.
People, there's tons of Catholics, millions and millions. I wouldn't say billions, but I would say millions, where they have the best intentions, where they say like, I believe in Jesus and I want to be saved and I repent of my sins and I want to do the right things and whatever. They have the right intentions in their heart. Those people are still good. Okay. You're still good. There are people that have never, and this is a big complaint everybody has, where they're like, well, what about the people that never heard? What about a person in Ethiopia or whatever? I think as God is the fairest, most impartial person, you know, entity ever, because he can read your heart. Nobody else, no judge in the, you know, city of Detroit, nobody's reading your heart. They only see the actions and then the deliberation between, you know, plaintiffs and all the attorneys and stuff, right? But God sees your heart, right? And to me, what I think, he just goes, you know what? And it says this in scripture, so it's scripturally based, where it says, based on the amount of knowledge you received is based on what you're going to be judged on. So if nobody's in the middle of the Sierra Desert, Sierra Mist, they're in the middle of the wilderness and they never heard it. And it's like, okay, fine. You're not being judged on that. You're being judged on realistically who you are. And if you're a piece of shit person in the middle of a desert, you're a piece of shit person. Like, that's just how it is. It doesn't matter if you were in the big city of New York or the middle of the desert. You're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. That's how it works. If you're a person that wants to do good and is trying to reel it in for the sake of yourself, then yeah, he gets it. He's like, bro, because that's the thing. Nobody gets with the Christianity thing. They're like, oh, well, the Christians are all hypocrites because they still do bad stuff. And it's like, yeah. No, that's the point. Is like, we're all humans. It's written in our hearts. We just can't stop messing up constantly. We can't help it. That's why Jesus, he's like, bro, I'm going to help you because you guys are so freaking stupid. You can't stop yourself. So I'm going to come down. I'm going to help you guys. That's the whole thing. We all still mess up. My preacher always talks about this all the time. He's like, everybody thinks like, oh, Brett, I'm like, oh, he's like a saint. He don't do nothing bad. He's like, bro, I still struggle with stuff. Everybody struggles with stuff. But the difference is, like, I want to stop. I want to be active in not doing these things. I used to find pleasure in lying or cheating or stealing or whatever it is, the bad things. I used to like it, just like me. Before me, yes, I was a big old liar. I was a big old cheater and all that stuff. And now I don't. It's like, I want to get it off me, get it away from me. When I have to even do little white lies because I work in HR, and HR is like a constant white lie. It feels like, there's always stuff you can't tell people. You know what I mean? Especially when it's about them, you can't say it. And I'm like, oh, I don't like this, bro. I don't like it. And even if it's like in day-to-day conversations, because sometimes I feel really bad about this. Somebody goes, hey, how you doing? And I know I don't feel okay. I know I don't feel good. I actually feel like shit. I actually feel sad or whatever it is. But I can't. It's like, I always struggle with that too, because I'm like, you want to just be like, I'm actually super sad or whatever. But you can't put your feelings all on these people. It's a formality. They just were asking because you're coming in the room. And could you imagine coming in every room as you're walking by? So, hey, how's it going? And then you're like, I'm doing really shitty.
Every person that walks by you, you're like, help.
Yes, that's what essentially they were like, damn, dude, you can't be burdening with me with that. So then you go, oh, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. Relatively, and the way I try to justify it is in my head, in the big picture, in the grand scheme of things, yeah, I'm doing fine. Yeah, maybe a bad day. Maybe some bad days. There's
another part of that, too, with the whole positive mental attitude that we're always trying to... Yes, we say some negative things, but like the PMA of it is like, if genuinely when somebody says, hey, how you doing? And you go, I'm all right. Like you don't just say it. Don't just say it with words. Try to absorb a little of it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like become a little more positive every time you go, I'm all right. Listen.
Yeah. It was so funny. There was this thing in the show called Invincible. It's a cartoon on Amazon Prime. I ended up actually watching it, right? And there was this one part where this one villain dude, he's beating the crap out of the main character, right? And then so, anytime villains get the chance to like really pummel them, that's when they start monologuing, right? So he's like, like main character's like bloody and bruised. He ain't doing nothing, so he has a chance to talk. And he's like, I'm so lonely. It's a meme where he's like, I'm so lonely. Nobody speaks to me. No, because I just am what I produce. I just am what I am. And you know what? I'm sad. And there are days where I want to cry. And there are days where I don't feel, I feel like I want companionship or friendship and I just want to feel depressed, but I can't. You know why? Because nobody gives a shit. He's like, nobody would care at all about any of my problems or about the way I'm feeling. So I just keep going. And honestly, it sounds kind of inspirational when you think about it. It's coming from the villain, but it's like, it's so true. Like for the most part, 99.99% of the people that are around you every day, they don't actually care about. I'm saying the NPCs in your life, they're just coming and going and whatever. When they ask you how you doing, oh, how's things going? Even if you're in an elevator, maybe you're riding a bus and it's not a 10-second transactional thing. It's I got a couple minutes. They don't really care. They just want to fill that time with something. It's a little awkward if we're just sitting silently. You know what I mean? Like an Uber. If you're driving with an Uber and he's trying to make conversation, do you think that Uber, for the one time he's going to see you forever in the history of his life, because he's never going to see you again, do you think he's like, oh man, I care about that person, their well-being and stuff? Maybe in general as a human, because I think as humans, we should be doing that. Like, bro, it's kind of weird when people are like, I don't care about you at all. You care about their well-being, but like their day-to-day stuff where they're like, oh, imagine if every time you ask somebody, how you doing? They go, well, I could use somebody to talk to. Do you got 30 minutes? Like you wouldn't have 30 minutes all the time, but you would definitely have 30 minutes for the people that you felt like, oh yeah, no, I would make time. I think that's a phrase, right? I make time for you. I make time for you, but you're not going to make time for every single person you come across because you don't have, first of all, enough time. But second of all, you don't actually have that investment in them like that. Now, I think that'd be kind of cool. I mean, I guess that's like a therapist thing. You know what I mean? It's like, I was going to say, it's kind of cool. I genuinely
try to make the time. And you know who you make the time for? The ones, it's going to sound so stupid, like the ones who need it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well,
like
if somebody's on the ledge.
If somebody was literally like the people who gave up on going, I'm all right. Yeah. And they're like, I've been better. Yeah. Or they say the famous phrase, like, wouldn't it do me any good to complain? nobody would listen.
Or tonight's the night.
Tonight's the night would be like awful. But if somebody says like nobody would listen, I stop what I'm doing and I go like, I'll listen.
Yeah. Well, see,
Like,
that's the thing, is because nobody does that, right? So when somebody finally goes like, bro, to be honest, I feel like shit. Do you got a couple minutes? It'd be like, whoa, yeah. But imagine a world where everybody
that'd be
is
awful.
like constantly wanting to vent on you. You'd be like, bro, okay. Well, I just listened to 3 people this morning, so I really got to go to this thing.
Come back tomorrow.
I'm limited. It's like ChatGPT. I've reached the limit of the free tier.
Yeah.
We're going to the premium stuff if you really want to do this.
It sounds bad, but fortunately, not a lot of people actually do that. But because of that, the ones who do it, I'm listening to those people. Like,
yeah,
I'm sorry. That's that.
Yeah. I mean, and so like, honestly, I'm all about being able to, especially to the people that are around you, express yourself, like to talk freely, like openly, like, hey, man, let's have conversations and let's be open about yourself. It's just that's, first of all, you do want to limit that sort of information to people that are close to you. You know what I mean? Because like we talked about just 5 minutes ago, humans kind of wicked, a little fallen. You know what I mean? It's like you want to make sure the person has the right intentions with the information they're about to get.
Right.
Some people, though, like, I'll let you vent. And then 2 weeks later, they're going to throw that back at you.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, I would have never told you. Why did I do that?
Like, dang it, man.
You made me do this. You asked me, whatever it is.
You put on the... I keep wanting to drop F-bombs, but you put on the mask,
You
right?
might as well here.
You put on the mask, you made me say all the things, and then you were like, oh, guess what's a weapon today?
Boom. Your words.
Come on, don't do that.
Thanks, dude. All right, we're moving on. The Pope, get him out of here. All right, next segment. Jason, can you believe... We were kind of dabbling about this a few weeks ago or something, but it was like, it was bubbling up. But now there was this mainstream article wrote on NBC News, and guys, would you even believe it if I do this right? The R word is coming back. Embraced by Joe Rogan and Elon Musk, it inches back into the mainstream. Many still consider the word a disability slur, while its use has been percolated in the comedy world for years. God. Really only recently has it, as its discussion of its return, become more common. What is that R word, you ask? I wonder if they even say it in this article to be sure. I doubt it, because they're like...
Probably not. They're like...
Oh, no, here it is. Retarded. I'm just going to go ahead and say it, okay? I was telling Jason about this. I don't remember when. I was like, man, it just feels like we're at a point. Why is that cat? What the hell? Did you see that? That ad is just a cat peeing on around my head. Don't do that, kitty. So anyway, it's like, because the R word, we're just going to start calling it retarded. It's almost more work to say it the R. They act like the R word is just as bad as the N word. They're like, oh, yeah, no, R and N. Like, no, bro, like the N word is the N word. I mean, that is like the final boss of all lettered words. Okay. But the R, come on, it's retarded. And so anyway, for the longest time, it was taboo, because it was like people were like, oh, you're making fun of retarded people. And it's like, well, that wasn't the point. But then I could see why they thought it was the point, because, you look at that one movie with Johnny Knoxville where he was like the Special Olympics, and he's like, no, I'm really retarded. Yeah. It's like, yeah. Okay, well, you can't do that, right? Yeah. But then it went away for so long, everybody started calling him mentally handicapped or mentally disabled or mentally challenged. So then it was like, it became really clear who is mentally handicapped, disabled, or challenged. So then after so long of just referring to those people as now it's like, because now we know the people that are like, I'm not going to make fun. But, the people that are like that, those are mentally handicapped. So when you say retarded, you're not talking about them. You're talking about something that's so silly or goofy or insane. It's cringy. It's retarded. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's like one word where I don't understand why it really, really went away. Because there's some really harsh words out there that make sense. I think it sounds abrasive.
That, and there was like the F word, and
yeah,
there's like several of them that were like,
I think F, N, and C are like the 3 top tier. It's like the triforce of one letter word names: N word, F word, and C word. And then beyond that, it's like, there's not much beyond that. Put them in the chat. No, I'm just joking. My dad's like, I'm already on it.
He's probably got so many of them ready.
He's like, oh man, I had them copied.
I've been waiting my whole life for this.
Spamming them.
Yeah.
Luckily, that chat doesn't replay after, I think. But anyway, it's like, I get it. Some of those are harsh, and it's like based on a whole history of like, you know, people say with the N-word, the oppression it was used with. And I'm like, okay, that's fair. That's fair. Even though, like, then why do you guys still use it? You know, it's a little weird.
Well,
you would think
nobody ever was really trying to oppress challenged people.
Yeah, they weren't like, oh, we got to keep these retarded kids down. They were like, oh no, we weren't talking about retarded kids. We're talking about like kids that are fully capable, but they're acting silly.
If you actually think about the real meaning of the word retarded, it doesn't even mean that.
Right, because you can have a pizza retarder.
Yeah,
you're retarding as a verb, not a noun.
Yeah,
because it retards,
which really just means to slow.
Yeah. It's a little slow. It's a little slow. But then that was like the thing where it's like, well, if you take away one word, they can just, if somebody's really trying to slur it up, they could just use other words. They can be like, oh, slowy. What are you, a slow boy? You know what I mean? It's like, bro, it doesn't matter what word you're taking away. So you might as well.
Slow Joe.
You try to just take away the core ones. And then after that, you just got to let it go. So retarded is back. People are saying it. Everybody can get away with it now. I don't know. That would be so funny if YouTube's like, strike. Every time I said the R word, they're like, hey, you can't use this. Now, like this article is saying, it's been in the comedy world for years now. They've been bringing it back. But it's like, as a stand-up comedian, you can do a lot more. You can get away with a lot more than just an everyday person, because it's almost like that's part of being a comedian, is being a little edgy. Gotta have a little edge on there. You know what I mean? Just a little edge, because they're not full blown like white people doing N-word stuff. There are some,
occasionally there are.
I was gonna say that there are some, but it got to be really specific in a case, unless they're trying to go for like the I'm completely racist. You know, it's like, oh no, I got to go full blown in, and sometimes that happens as well. Oh, my cousin just added me. Oh, thank you, DeAndre. Thank you. Anyway, so I forgot I was going to pull it up here while we're doing that. And so I get it. It's like like we talk about the F word. There are people that these days the F word's coming back. And when I hear the F word, it still sounds harsh.
Yeah.
It still sounds a bit too much. I don't think we're ready.
I don't like it anyway. And there's a reason for that. The people who say it mean it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like,
nobody. I get what you're saying.
Plenty of people have said like, "Oh, retarded." You know, like
just willy nilly.
Yeah, woo. It's some kind of weird descriptor. It's like this or that, whatever. There's only so many use cases for most of the other single letter, lettered words. Yeah, as you said, like when you mean it, it takes the fun out of it.
Yeah, I feel like that's the case with the N and the F. It's like they're trying to be sharp and attacking. They're trying to piss off
bad.
Or demeanor or whatever. The C word, I never really got it. It just sounds harsh. Funny. That's what it's like. That one's not. Somebody be like, oh, it's the C word.
That's
you can't
the one
say
that
it.
I have said.
Why can't you say it? I don't understand. It's not like ban. I don't think it's like you can't say it on the radio. You can't say it on TV.
Say it on YouTube.
You can't say it on YouTube.
No.
You can't. What happens if you're British? Because they say it like left and right.
Then you're not on YouTube.
Oh no, there's not a British YouTube.
I'm pretty sure they're just like there's a couple of them who really well train themselves not to do that. But yeah, no, you're not supposed to do that.
Oh, I was gonna test it, but we won't test it. I was gonna have you do it though, not me. So I'd be like, it's Jason.
I mean, I would do it, but
ban him
only by accident.
By accident. We're gonna see how that works. Because what's so funny is like, it's like when you're live streaming. Some of it catches on the fly, like the copyright stuff. It sinks its teeth in, and then some of it won't get until after it's uploaded. Like it has to do the deep dive. It does the comb through, and then it picks up stuff like that where it's like, I seen you saw this one.
I don't know if it's like bannable or whatever, but I know it'll definitely get you demonetized.
Well, that's the thing is like. I mean, especially as a channel, we just started over. It's like a brand new baby. We have 3 subscribers. We had 4. It was so funny. We had 4. Somebody added because I knew number 1, 2, and 3. because it was Cheyenne, my dad, and myself, another channel. And then so I was like, oh, okay, when I get the 4th subscriber, that's when I'll know we got some action, right? So I released those shorts, and then we got a 4th subscriber. I was like, oh, baby, we're on it. And then I checked on it today, and it was back to 3. I was like, oh, man, did that one guy, he was just like, oh, I thought they were going to be more funny or whatever. You didn't even give us a chance. With this one episode. Damn, I think it was the guy that said the Spartan, because there was somebody that commented like, Spartan helmet, dude, that guy's my favorite. I assumed it was him because it doesn't show you who subscribes until after you reach, I think it's 50. It's either 50 or 100. After that point, every time you get a new subscriber, it gives you a notification. What's so funny is like a lot of people, bigger YouTubers, they of course turn that off. They don't care. I would love to have that on.
Yeah, I'd be looking forward.
Wouldn't it be so funny to have,
but does it retroactively do it? Like it tells you.
It doesn't go, you can't see the first 50, which sucks because I would think like the first 10, I did a TikTok on this with a fresh channel I did where I posted a couple videos and I noticed I didn't get any followers. And I said, I'm just letting you guys know right now I have 0 followers. And if you hit follow right now, you're going to be within the first 10 followers on this channel. And I guarantee you're going to live in infamy. I'm going to remember you for the rest of my life. I'm going to be like, oh, that's Johnny Boy 22 and Cindy Lou 55 or whatever it is. I'm going to remember that. I'm going to be like, oh man, those are my first 10. And so that video I did get like, honestly, I think that one video got me like 30 followers because they're like, oh, whatever. And so I reached out to the first 10. I was like, oh, thanks. You're number 1. You're number blah, blah, blah. And so the guy that was number 1, I thought he'd be really hype. I was like, oh, bro, I can't remember his name now because he wasn't hype at all. I was like, oh, thanks, dude. You're number 1. I'm going to remember you for the rest of my life, dude. That's so awesome. Thank you so much, blah, blah. And he's like, sweet, or something like that. I don't remember. And then nothing. And then I messaged him back and I said, is your real name blank? Or like, do you want me to call you whatever his username was? Because I wanted to know what I should remember for this guy. You know, is his real name Jeff, or he wants me to call him, you know, crazy Jeep Jeff. Dude, whatever. But if it was Creeping Jeff, I would just call him Jeff or Creeping Jeff. But it was like, you know, Jeep Man Chase or so, I don't know. It wasn't like a real name. There was no real name in there. So I was like, bro, what do I call this guy? And then he never messaged me back. I was like, man, if I'm somebody's first follower, first subscriber, and they reach out to me and they go, bro, I'm going to remember for you ever. I'll be like, bro, we're friends now. Let's be friends. I want to make sure I'm going to follow you on your journey. I'm like, oh, wow, you're at 20. Good job, dude. Good job, Joe. You're at 20. You're at 50. You're at 100. I remember there was a couple people I followed on Instagram that I just saw them when they were very small channels, 1,000 maybe. And then every time I would check on them, or, you know, they'd send videos, but every time I'd pop in to actually see their follow comment, it's like, oh, 4,000, 5,000. I was like, oh, when they reach milestones, I'd reach out to them. I message them. I'm like, oh, good job. I just saw you reach 5,000. Great. I can't wait to see you reach 10,000, blah, blah. And they would message me back. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks for the love, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, see, that's what it's about. I think we should be like celebrating each other, man. This is crazy. So I don't know. That's just how I feel. Like, we're at 3. Like, bro, you guys want to get on the train. I'm telling you. I made a button for this, Jason. Check this out. Oh, he needs to check this out. Check this out, Jason. Out there. It's time. Oh, no. It's not time for the pregame. No. I wanted to show Jason this thing.
False advertisement.
There's so many buttons. I got to learn the new configuration. But I was like, all right, people, we're at the point where we really need some traction to go. We can't take willing. You know, my dad's always like, never ask for him, because that's when my dad's going to turn it off now. He's like, no, I told you not to ask. This is the thing. It's consistently proven that if you do not ask, people don't do. People are lazy as hell. That's just how it is. Even to the channels they love. They'll have channels where they watch video after video, 20 videos later, they're still not subscribed. And it's like, why? Oh, I got to lift my arm and hit the button, bro. Okay, dude, turn that red button gray. But I made this graphic where it's like, all right, at this point, make sure you like, share, and yes, hit that effing subscribe button. I'm not joking. Before at the last channel, I was like, I'm not asking for them. I'm not going to do it. No, I'm not playing no more.
That quite a few times, but yeah.
I'm not playing no more. It's time to, and the biggest thing is sharing. Share. And this is the thing. It's like, that's how growth happens. Sharing. One person shares it to a friend. Oh, the friend likes it too. Now they have two people, and now each one of them share a friend. Now there's 4 people.
And then they tell 2 friends. They tell 2 friends.
That's how it works.
And commenting.
Do
the whole
something.
Point of doing this in the first place was really to talk to you guys.
Like, please do something, bro. It's like when you're watching a channel, most channels out there, there's no engagement. A 2-way engagement. You watch like a Mr. Beast video and you're like, okay, Mr. Beast, oh, that was cool. I got the 1-way entertainment.
Yeah.
we're literally trying to bring you guys into the fold. We're trying to interact with you. We're trying to chat with you. We're trying to, if somebody has topics or articles or whatever, we're trying to have that interaction, and it requires effort.
That's not a negative for the people who have been here since day one in the live chat. Like,
because they do that.
The live chat is fun, but that disappears.
That's the problem. It's like there's two different parties with this show. There's the live show, which to me, it's the thing I look forward to the most. Every week, yeah. I'm like, man, I can't wait for the live show. Man, I can't, because it's a live thing. It happens on the fly. I screw up stuff. People are in the chat, whatever. It's just live, and I love that element. Because I honestly wanted to be a live streamer, but I just can't dedicate enough time. To be a real live streamer, at bare minimum, you need 20 hours on Twitch to be a Twitch partner. And so I was like, man, I can't be a live streamer, but I can do a live show, and we can do all the chat interactions on the live show. But then when the show's over and then I hit close, now it goes from live video to a video on demand. And that's the sad part, is when it goes to video on demand, all the comments go away. All the live chat, it doesn't get saved. It just goes away. So that's why we need two. It's almost, I don't know if it's two audiences, because obviously whoever watched the live show, they're not going to watch the segments. They were there for the live show. They're not going to watch the chop outs. So it's like we're kind of building two different audiences. But to me, it starts with this audience, because this is where we can get the most engagement, natural engagement, chats and interactions direct. Like somebody can say something in the chat, like my dad, he said, all those words are absolutely true. That's why people are so offended by him. That's what he's going to say stuff in the chat, and I can read it live on air. You could say stuff in the chat and I'd read it. Okay. That's just what we're going to do. Now, obviously you see those Twitch streamers and it's like the chat's going so fast. We're going to get to a point where we probably can't read every single person's thing, but it's like, you at least know you're chatting with other people. That's the other half of the fun, is like the party that's happening in the chat. Once we get 10, 15, 20, 30, 100 of you guys, you guys can have sidebar conversations, because the whole point of this show was just like, oh, me and Jason are going to talk, and we can bring the internet with us. You know, it's like, yeah, what a weird concept. You're just talking with your friend. I was like, fine, that sounds good. But there are relevant topics I want to discuss that people would be interested in. There are funny videos that I want to show my boy Jay over here that you guys would be like, oh, that was a funny video. Because this is the thing. When it comes to content, everybody goes, oh, I can't do that. Somebody else already did that. Somebody else already watched that. Somebody else already talked about that. Oh, did that person have 1 billion subscribers? Oh, that person's video got 10 billion views? Really? Oh, no, they only got 100,000. You know, there's over 1 billion users of YouTube. So it doesn't matter what topic it is or what video reaction, whatever. Not everybody's seen the one person do it.
Not everybody's in the same mood every single day. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. To be honest, I've had people try to bash me about this show, and I'm like, I like it.
That's the thing. It's like,
that's it. Like, you're never going to bash me. Like, it doesn't matter. I like it.
This is the thing. We always talk about niching. There's all this, oh, you got a niche, we're niche. And I always thought for the show, I'm like, man, I don't know what the niche is. I think the niche is just what the show is. And people finding like-minded individuals that enjoy how the show is. I'm still trying to refine, like we talk about, for time and whatever. But for how the format is and what we do here and all that stuff, I know there's an audience for it. Is it 0.001% of YouTube? Maybe. But that also means there's hundreds of thousands of people then. You know what I mean? It's like 0.001. There is over 1 billion YouTube daily active users. It's the #1 video platform in the world. And so when we talk about like sharing, that's the weird part, is like, I was thinking about that earlier. Like, what do they share on? I guess Facebook, for the most part. Facebook still has almost 3 billion users. So it's like, it's still relevant, even though it's mostly for grandmas. What's that? About Facebook?
No. About that statistic.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, people grow faster by getting on Facebook. People grow whatever exponentially when they share to specific social platforms.
Yeah.
The actual like largest people on YouTube, though, excluding Mr. Beast, because he came in kind of late and with a game plan.
Yeah.
But the original big ones, the Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, all of those guys, didn't. Like, they were literally just getting online and doing things that they enjoyed. Now,
yeah,
the landscape of YouTube has changed a lot since then.
Yes. That's what they call first to market. Like, they were early into it. So it's like, I mean, a lot of people, they could just do something, and it was like, well, you know,
poor video quality, the whole nine.
and that always got me. It wasn't.
Go back and watch those damn videos of the titans of YouTube. Watch their first videos. I guarantee you, it's like this, or it's less.
Honestly, it's less, bro. You see, I see big name streamers even to this day, and I think they think it's like part of their charm. It's just my charm. I still use a shitty webcam, and it's like, bro, you're a multimillionaire, bro. Please, I'm using a Sony A5000 from 10 years ago, dude. It's $200 on the market right now. Right. Use, bro. Like, come on, for me, for your audience, dude. I'm doing this for you people. I got tons of shitty webcams. You don't. That's the thing. It's like, what do you got to do to stand out? What do you got to do? I don't know. I'm trying to do everything. I'm trying to have better cameras. We're trying to look at. We can go boo doo doo doo. We got all this stuff. I got the segments and stuff. Whoa, there's infinity. I'm trying, people. So I'm like, all right. Now that we got the graphics and the visuals and the this and the that, and then we got the segments. Because I remember when we first started, there were no segments.
Right.
We were just like talking nonstop for like 4 hours straight. No structure at all. Plus, we were like super high, too. I mean, like I was like taking gummy after gummy after gummy. I was like, how many of these gummies can I get in like my brain before we start?
If the content wasn't funny, you just needed another gummy.
That was what it was. I was like, whoa, this is going to be fantastic. Yeah. And then I was like, at some point, we need structure. So now we have the structure. So it's like we're learning every episode. I try to learn a little bit more. So therefore, it can get refined. And I'm always listening to YouTube, informational things where it's like how to get better at YouTube and how to try this out and try that out. And I'm like, okay, let's go. I want to be knowledgeable. So that way it's entertaining for you freaking people. So like the first few episodes of this show on this channel, it's realistically kind of fine tuning the whole thing like we're doing now. And a lot of it is just background information because you guys, anybody that's watching us on this channel besides the core audience from the last channel, they don't know it. It's like starting over again. You know what I mean? It's like they don't know it. So a lot of this is lore that the OGs know. The OGs know all this lore. All the new Gs, they're getting it now. So that's why I want to express this. But after, give us like 5 episodes, all the lore is gone. And now we're just like complete focus, fueled train, which is crazy. All right, we're going on to the next one here. Now that the R word's back, I seen something that was just, I'm not going to lie, Jason, it's absolutely retarded. But I had to make sure we had that video first so we knew what we were going to get into.
Oh, okay.
All right, so this I saw was making waves.
God, yeah, I've heard about this.
This viral TikTok challenge that's raising alarms as students try to set their laptops on fire.
Not theirs.
Their school laptop. It's still technically they should be taking care of it, but you're right. It's the school's property. They would never do this to their own thing. I feel like they still would, but it's like that's level 2 retarded. Like, that's your own thing, bro. At least you could have set the school's lap. But let's watch this video and see what it's all about here.
No, can't say that.
What? Who? No, we already discussed this.
The school's on fire.
No, not the school. Their laptops.
Yeah,
I wouldn't condone setting any laptops on fire.
Yeah,
but I'm definitely not setting my own.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's level 2. Yeah, that's absolutely bonkers.
It's the disturbing TikTok trend putting kids in danger in classrooms across multiple states. A growing number of videos posted to TikTok and other platforms in recent days, appearing to show kids sticking school supplies like pencils and paper clips in their Chromebooks, sparking electrical fires and releasing toxic smoke. One incident at Connecticut's Newington High School forcing an evacuation.
It became clear that the damage was done intentionally, that it wasn't a malfunctioning Chromebook.
Shit.
If there's a fire, it's producing toxic smoke. We don't want people breathing that stuff. The lithium batteries are volatile. So if it does explode, there's a potential that you're going to injure people around you.
Just a few moments ago.
No. Shh, we don't care about that. So like it's like there's so many things to unpack here. The first thing I thought was like, who do you think was the first kid that was like, I'm gonna take a paper clip and then you with me more, and then he's like, oh shit, it's on fire. It's on fire. Oh, and then like maybe that kid did it. I wouldn't say on accident, like purposeful accident. Let me see what's gonna happen. Versus knowing. At some point, it's a trend, and everybody's like, oh, if I stick my paper clip in there, I'm gonna set it on fire. That's so cool. I'm gonna record it on TikTok.
Crazy though. Everybody who ever, like, even the first one, being curious, you knew that was going to happen.
They knew something was going to happen.
Not one of us, when they were like, check this out. What is it? It's a laptop. Did any of us go, stick some metal in there?
Yeah.
Nobody.
No.
Because we knew better.
Yeah.
You know better.
They have to, unless they're like really, really low IQ. I mean, they could just be like,
that's retarded.
That's that low IQ. They're not like mentally challenged in a way. They're just stupid.
No, they're perfectly capable individuals.
They're just dumb.
That want to do something stupid. That's
so it's
retarded.
Like, and what's the worst part is the trending part of it. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, yeah, a first guy and then the second one, whatever. But then when it becomes like a viral thing where it's like now everybody wants to try it. Oh, I got to get on this train. Oh, I got to stick my no. It's like, bro, that is like the Tide Pod thing where it's like, okay, maybe the first kid was like just dumb as brick. Oh, this looks really yummy. Little Tide Pod. Let me take a little bite of that. But then when you get to like kid 1000 where he's like, I'm just trying to jump on a train, Tide Pod, you know what I mean? It's like those are the dumbest kids. I think it's like the farther along in the trend you are, the dumber you have to be, because you should have learned from every person before that, right? Or seen the repercussions of it or whatever. But instead of going, oh, wow, a lot of bad ideas, a lot of bad stuff, had to shut down a school or whatever. They're like, oh, I'm going to get on TikTok. I'm going to get like 1,000 likes.
They're like, every next one is going to be bigger than the last one. It's like, no, sooner or later, you're unheard of.
Yeah. Or at least
nobody cares anymore. They
could have escalated. I'm like, okay, yeah, the first 1,000 people with the paper clips. But then you would think somebody would have like, oh, how do I take this to the next level? What happens if I chain up like 10 laptops together, USB to USB?
Did you hear one of the more recent ones?
No.
I don't. It was some state not that far away. I think it was like Ohio or some.
Sounds like Ohio.
They're trying the kid as like an adult, and it's attempted murder.
Damn.
Like they're like, we're not playing anymore. Stop.
Yeah. Well, they got to make somebody the example.
Well, like, not only the example, but like you saw what happened the first 999 times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You knew people could get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. What else is there? Like, at what point do we say, no, you're not funny anymore.
Yeah.
You're intentionally trying to hurt people.
Yeah.
Like, no different than, we already get made fun of it for so much, but like no different than bringing a gun to school, no different than calling in that stupid bomb threat just so you can have a long weekend. Like, no, it's that
serious consequence.
And then worse, because you didn't just talk about it, you did it.
Yeah.
Like, stop.
Yeah. It's like,
it's enough.
The kids, there's always like every year, every couple of years or so, there's always a set of kids that gets in trouble for throwing rocks, like large rocks off of the freeway, off of the overpasses.
Oh, yeah.
There's always, and you would think like at this point, bro, that's really bad. But it's like they don't think in the moment, or they're thinking in the moment. They go, oh, maybe somebody can hurt. But it's like they don't. It's like in chess, you know, you got to think.
I'm going to try real hard not to hurt anybody.
Then just don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Then just don't do it at all. But it's like those are the kids. It's like they're not thinking enough ahead to say, okay, well, what if this does go this way? Okay, then it's going to crash into a car. And if it crashes in a car at 70 miles an hour with the force of that, well, they obviously, these kids weren't paying attention in physics or anything like that. But it's like they should know there are serious consequences to these actions. Not just, you know, when we say consequences, it's like, oh, yeah, you get punishment. We're talking about like the action causes another action, like causation. You know what I mean? It's like that is a consequence of an action. Because something happens, it causes something else to happen. And it's like, that's what's missing. It's like, okay, the kid thought, I'm going to stick a paper clip in the laptop. And then he's thinking, what happens next? Oh, it smokes. Oh, what happens next? 1,000 views or whatever. It's like, he doesn't think, oh, battery could explode. Shrapnel everywhere. You know what I mean? It's like, they don't think like maybe 2-3 steps more than the one step in front of them. They're just like, they're always one step. Nobody's really thinking 0 steps. It's just they're not thinking like more than one, because everybody's thinking, obviously they had to think one step ahead because they're thinking paperclip in USB. What's going to happen? They wanted it to explode or the fire to start. They were expecting that to happen, but it wasn't. All right, what's after that? Let me get one more step in there. Oh, it really could actually blow up. And then if it blows up, you know, I'm the closest thing to it. So like at bare minimum, their own safety, because they should be the closest thing to the thing. So they're definitely going to get hurt first. But then, yeah, innocent people that had nothing to do with the stupidest thing you've decided to do are going to get hurt now too. And that's just absolutely dumb. So kids, don't do that. What are you thinking? That's some of they call it brain rot, but it's like some brain rot. It's supposed to be like, oh, funny. It's just nonsense, gibberish. Oh, I'm a whale, whale man, whatever. It's brain rot, right? But I think it's like a cause from brain rot where kids are like purposefully trying not to think. It's like brain rot shuts off your brain. That's why it's called brain rot, right? Don't think. It's funny because it's gibberish nonsense. And I think it's like literally causing kids to not think, shut off their brain and just do the gibberish nonsense. Oh, stick a paperclip in the thing. Throw the rocks off the freeway. It's like, what?
It's like
There's no brain
we're like
activity.
a year or two away from kids eating their own fingers.
You think that's a thing? You think that'll be a thing?
They were eating Tide Pods, bro, sticking lead into USB
That would be
ports.
so funny because it's one of those things where I think everybody was curious at one point. At one point, you're like, oh man, could I bite hard enough to go right through this? And then you're like, well, I think your brain would shut off and it would be like, bro, you can't hurt me like that. Like, don't do that to me. So it would do it. But I bet you, yeah, there's going to be some kid that's going to like, I'm shutting my brain off. Boom. Chops right through. And there's going to be thousands of other kids like, oh, I didn't know you can cut right through your own finger with your teeth. And they all try it too. Because it's like really stupid. That's the problem, is like the social media aspect of it. Back in the day, if you wanted to do something stupid, you did it, and then you had to verbally tell people. Like, you couldn't even have shown them.
Guess what? No, usually somebody else did it for you. Like, you wouldn't believe what happened to Jim, or like, he thought this was a great idea, and then it's like, whoop.
True word of mouth.
Yeah.
That was it. You didn't even have a video to back it up. Or a picture, nothing. It was just like you had to believe, oh man, this guy did this thing. That's why some people would like, I would say, get away with, but no, depending on how crazy the story is, they wouldn't get away with certain things like that. Oh yeah, I was helicopter diving. I was helicopter diving off of the coast of Vietnam and blah, blah. It's like, no, you weren't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't, but you couldn't prove it. You couldn't prove it unless Jeff was like, our old friend Jeff was like, well, that was funny because I was there.
Yeah.
I didn't see you. How weird.
He just
right
lost
there.
it with that stuff because he figured, like, if you're going to lie.
Yeah.
Like,
might as well lie back to like contradict.
Yeah. Like, he like, oh, yeah, well, that's funny because every time.
Yeah. Like, oh, I was at the carnival last year and I was in the merry-go-round. I decided to jump from the top floor of the thing and I survived with a superhero landing. And like, well, that's super weird because I was at that same carnival and I was looking at the merry-go-round the whole time and I never saw you do that. How weird is that? So who's lying? It's either me or it's you. One of us. Try that with your friends. The next time somebody's like telling you a ridiculous story that you don't believe it. You don't believe for a second. Just flip it on its head.
When somebody's telling you a real story, though.
I'm saying you think it's not real. Yeah. Then be like, well, that's super weird because I was actually in Chicago that weekend when you said you did that thing.
No matter how ridiculous it is.
Yeah. Skydiving off the other coast of Vienna. No, yeah. Just say it. I would love to hear that interaction. I feel like I want to try it on one of the band guys, but they never. No, these band guys, they never brag about like doing anything because they don't do anything. So it's like I don't get an opportunity to do that. But if somebody tells me a ridiculous story, the next time I'm going to be like, well, that's really weird. I don't want to sound awkward, but I was actually right there at that exact 3 p.m., right? They'll be like, yeah, 3 p.m. I was there. And I didn't see you do that. They're gonna be like, no way, yes. Isn't that crazy?
That's nuts.
They're gonna be like, oh man, I can't talk to this guy no more. Never again.
Well, I mean, it does limit the amount of times you have to listen to really ridiculously stupid things.
Yes, that's true. And anytime your friends' kids, they say, hey, you want to hear about the time I stuck a paperclip in a laptop? Just tell them, no, that's retarded. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that. Kids, don't listen to your friends about doing retarded stuff. All right, we're moving on. That was
bringing back the word retarded fixed everything.
Yeah, now I feel unleashed.
Yeah, I mean, like when the kids are like, "That's retarded."
Yeah,
that's what I feel like. That probably stopped us from doing a lot of retarded shit.
Yeah, I think so because it's like it's a shame.
Yeah,
it's a shame because you're not mentally handicapped,
right?
And so we're not saying you are. But doing that kind of stuff seems to imply that you have qualities of that or something like that. You know what I mean?
It's like saying you're above that and you're way beneath that.
Yes.
At the same time.
Because like if a retarded or a mentally I'm not sure now now I'm getting all backwards. Whatever. The special needs kid, if he does something that's like really special, you'd be like, oh, he's special needs. You wouldn't be like mad at him. You're like, oh, bro, that's retarded. You know what I mean? You'd be like, oh, he has special needs. Oh, he's handicapped. But it's when a normal person does it, you're like, bro, are you retarded? Like, that's crazy. No, you can think more than that.
You shouldn't have done that.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
USB port. All right. Now, because we have so much after party to get to, we're going to skip all the way to the after party because there's way too many videos.
A long list.
Yeah. Oh, you can't even see the whole list, Jason. There's more to it. So load up the after party. It's the after party. All right. So I didn't get to do this segment last time to explain it. The after party, as it exists right now, is basically all the clips, all the stuff, just stuff. This don't
is
fit
our reaction
nowhere.
Videos.
It's basically the for short. This would be perfect for shorts too. So I could just clip out these boop boop, clip them out easy, bro. This is how you batch people. This is how you batch. I think eventually when we get to the subscribe, like we get to like the 1,000 or the 500 threshold, whenever it gets to the membership level, I think the after party almost, or maybe there's like a level 2 after party, but I feel like that's like behind the membership paywall because those are the people that are like, oh, I just want to hang out, like an after party, right? I just want to hang out and chill out. It's not really show anymore. The show's over. That's why it's called the after party.
Consider this your free trial.
This is the post game free trial. Now you're going to see what it's about. So we're going to go through it. Just a lot of clips that I seen or whatever, and I was like, bro, I got to show Jason this. And then you guys can always submit your clips to the Gmail. I think it's listed on the channel itself. It's the Backstage Live Show at gmail.com. So submit your clips. No nudity, please. Thank you so much. All right, let me get rid of a lot of the old tabs so that way I know what we're talking about because I have way too many tabs as I open this up. All right. I think
you closed the one.
I think I closed the one YouTube one, but that's okay. At this point, we're in the back end. All right. I saw this and I said, whoa, bro, this is crazy. AI is just like, I think it's the best thing that's ever happened. Until it enslaves us, I think it's the best thing that's ever happened.
Super cool.
Super cool. Let's take a look at this. This is anime Donald Trump.
死んだああ初めて俺に伝えている絶望の匂い面白いこと見せようかほらこんなにパチンが多すぎてお父さんあかんドナルド君まだ死ぬ時じゃないでしょアメリカ万歳ファイト
Dude
絶対負けないよランドズライドまでけどだってまだサンキュー言ってないでしょ一回も言ってくださいおい仲良くしてねこの世界季節にいけるかな昔グレート大きにまたグレートになるかな
マガ
あのさ有名人なら誰かのマンコしかないさそうそうそうそうやらせるで
They let you do it. Wow. I mean, if this is what we're using AI for, we need to keep going. No, Teen Titan, no. This is the problem where it plays something auto. Don't autoplay afterwards. All right. You're in the backstage, so you can just see my links. You can't click on them. We're moving on. This is crazy. This is when the white noise doesn't help you sleep no more. Let's take a listen to this here. Oop, boop, boop. There's certain controls on Facebook I just disagree with completely. Let's just reload it. Boop, because it's important.
You're like, I've messed it all up. Now
what white noise is. Oh no, this he said when the white noise doesn't help you sleep, so you try black noise.
That was messed up.
I didn't make this. That guy made this.
Was the beginning a fire alarm? Like the...
Yeah, yeah. That's not us. I changed the batteries. I just love that it's like it's a meme at this point where they're just like, oh, you hear the chirp, you're like, oh, I know what kind of household it is. They could just be a VTuber. Like, I get it.
Yeah, the funny thing, that's us.
That's that.
Well, we ripped out the battery.
For the long time, it was chirping, but as soon as it starts chirping, I go, bro, I'll get new batteries, but I can't be hearing this chirping. So then I unplug those puppies. I know it's dangerous. Don't worry, they all have new batteries now. All right, next one. This is this guy going ultra instinct. I said this guy is nuts.
Instinct?
That guy's like, did you just seriously do that? We got to reload that. Look at this guy. Flip? No. Not me.
You know, I can't tell if
do you think that was
scripted.
Staged?
I can't tell.
Too good.
I feel like it was an accident, to be honest, but
that guy pulled it off perfectly. Because I bet you he was supposed to flat splat on the mat.
Flat splat.
Oh, yeah. We're Dr. Seuss. And but no, he didn't. And I think he was like, bro, I gotta do this. Like,
he just kept looking cool because he was like,
boom.
What else are you supposed to do after that?
It's not like if he looked shocked, I would say, oh, that was staged. But the fact he was like so into it, he was like, bro, I had to lock in. That makes it look less staged to me. I think the shocked would have been like, oh, look at me.
Did you see how long it took him to look up, though?
Yeah.
I think he was kind of a little bit
he was like contemplating.
Am I not supposed to be looking at the floor right now?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It looked legit. He had a really good, like, just act on it. If it was staged, man, they are doing a fantastic job.
Either way, that was great.
They're doing great over there. I thought Jason would like this, but he'll end up getting more tattoos. But neon. What?
Yeah, I'm gonna get one of these.
Neon lightning bolt tattoos, and it's not just the lightning bolt. I mean, we can see this like a magma style, or this is like a bird. Essentially, when you hit it with the black light, then it glows. So this is, I thought at first, I was like, oh, how did they get the LEDs in his skin? But it's not. It's just he's flashing the light back and forth. But still, that's cool because then you're out and about.
Black light everywhere. I'd be like, I'm not going anywhere unless it's black.
You know what I would do for you? I would put a like a spotlight black light like on your chair there. So then when you got like the Sasuke curse mark or so, whatever you decide to get out of your neck or something, then it could be glowing the whole time. Like, oh, that's crazy. Or you could activate it. You could press it with a button like you're getting upset and then it's like starts glowing. Wouldn't that be sick?
That would be sick.
That'd be sick. I didn't want to give him any ideas, but I thought that was pretty cool.
Too late now.
I thought that was pretty cool to try that out. YouTube, stop.
I could just outline the tattoos I already have.
Oh, that's true. I guess you could, just go around the edges with it.
Yeah.
Now, we're talking about AI. This is AI progress after 2 years because this went famous 2 years ago, which was the Will Smith eating spaghetti AI generated video. And now look at how far we've come. There's no audio with this, but it was so funny because it was like, look at AI, look at how stupid it is. Like, oh, Will Smith has like spaghetti fingers and he's like, but now that other video on the right was AI generated as well. I think it was through VO, the GPT one. And look at how good it is. You could have thought that was Will Smith. Like the first one, you're like, that's not Will Smith. But the second one, you're like, is that real? Could be. I mean, I think if you really got into the nitty ditty, greed, whatever.
That is the only part you can really tell it's not, to be honest with you. But
like this?
Yeah, that just...
There's something about the shape of his head, maybe a little bit.
The features are just a little off, but...
Plus, he's sucking an imaginary noodle. Like, he shouldn't be making that face because he already sucked, right? Because he's like post-sucking.
Did you do that on purpose?
No, I'm just saying, like, he's post-sucked.
He will slap the shit
he's
out
like,
of you.
keep my lips out of your mouth.
What?
Will Smith, I didn't say nothing about your lips. I'm just saying, clearly, you're making a sucking motion. You were done sucking. You get what I'm saying? Like, all right, look, he's sucking the noodle. He should have been done sucking. You get what I'm saying? It's just normal. I'm talking about AI stuff.
I get what you're saying. I just don't want any part of it.
Yeah. Well, I never said that's what Jay said. Well, I wasn't there.
I didn't say
You're
nothing.
in it. That's how it works. All for one.
Whatever.
One
dude.
for all.
Whatever, dude.
Will Smith, come for this man now.
Yeah, I mean,
all right.
Go ahead.
How about this?
Wouldn't recommend it,
GPT, I thought this was crazy because honestly, It's so funny. We don't even need the sound. It's just a meme, but I think the sound adds to it. Me after using ChatGPT to pass the bar exam and getting my first client sentenced to death. Because this is the thing. We talked about this a couple weeks ago where it's
we talk about this almost
AI doing two things. One, it can really lift the bottom performers because now I can get help. Like somebody can do it for me essentially. And then it's really lifting the top performers because they're like, oh, I can utilize this to go crazy. But it's so funny when you use ChatGPT in instances where you should be learning. You should be learning. You need to use ChatGPT to like help you. Like, give me a study guide, a day-by-day breakdown of the things I need to learn in order to pass this exam, something like that. That's how you should be using GPT when it's knowledge-based. So if you're trying to be a lawyer and it's like, and it's so funny because I seen this thing where it was like, and it was in passing and it wasn't good enough to make the article here because it was just like mostly in the comments. But basically it was like somebody used ChatGPT to take the bar exam and they passed. It was legit. Like somebody did it as like a joke. And then they obviously weren't going into practice or whatever. They just wanted to see.
So they were responsible with the results.
Yeah, it was basically not the lawyers, the bar itself, but an association that just wanted to see, like, is it even possible? And so they did, and it passed. So it's like, okay, yes, based on the information, because it's information. Isn't that what a lawyer's doing, is taking the information of the story, of the client, of the situation, and then they're formulating the best route to get their client, off, like, not get them off, but you know what I mean? Like make them not have punishment for doing whether they did or didn't. Immediately. And so it's like, okay, well, yes, ChatGPT can do that, but you can't use that in that way. Yeah, you know what I mean?
You probably shouldn't.
You gotta know. You gotta know.
Because, I mean, the thing is like, this is all haha, funny, this guy got sentenced to death, but like, I feel like at some point, there's gonna be some real consequences.
Real life consequences.
For the people that are effing everybody else. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, this is like, haha, that guy effed that guy. But like, no, get effed.
Yeah.
All right? Stop.
Stop it. Like, there's certain things where that's where if you weren't good enough to do it, that was supposed to be the vetting process.
Yeah, don't do it.
Then you don't do it. But it's like, oh, well, GPT can do it for me. Yes, but I guess let's narrow it down. If it has anything to do with anybody else, don't do it. If it's something you're doing for yourself, oh, I'm going to learn this thing, but I'm not really going to learn it because I'm going to let ChatGPT do it for me, and it won't affect anybody else, sure, why not? But if you're affected, lawyers, doctors,
yeah, I'll put it to you this way. I really like space. Al really likes space. If I went outside and I said, get in my car, I use ChatGPT to figure out how to make some rocket fuel. We're going to Mars.
Yeah.
He'd say, no, thank you.
I'd say, do not get in that guy's van. Don't get in. He's like, get in my van. We're going to go to rocket space.
Yeah. And no matter how good ChatGPT is at providing instructions, I'm probably not capable. But that's something I am capable of understanding, that I'm not capable of making rocket fuel or a way to make my car survive the trip to space.
Yeah,
this is going to be wild. I can already
this is Pokemon. It's like some sort of cross collaboration. Pokemon and GTA. And I saw this. I said, man, Charmander's a real G. I think, but it doesn't look like he saves the guy. Oh, no. Jesse and James, Charmander! But why does he shoot Ash? Why does he shoot Ash? I didn't even see this. I'll let this play. Oh, no, Sonic. No. Oh, Mario.
Yo, Mr. White.
No, it's going to get rotteder and it's just going to rot once we let that one go. I was like, oh, Charmander's coming to save his boy. Oh, he's about to jump Jesse and James, but no, he shoots Ash.
That's messed up.
Why did he shoot Ash? That's your boy.
Nobody's boy in GTA.
Oh, that's true. This is...
God, we used to piss each other off in that game so much.
It's so funny. Talking about just ridiculous stuff for no good reason. But they have good reasons, I guess. This is this guy trying to see how many bats he can break. Let's see how many bats he can break. Smooth. Oh, that hurt. You know, the first one that doesn't go through, he's like, oh, no.
He's gonna...
Oh, no, 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 no.
How many hands
Oh, no. Oh,
he is not feeling good after.
Oh, no, 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 no. He's getting tired. Just stop. Stop. He let that one go. Bro, stop it. They're not breaking anymore. Please. Please stop that. My goodness, that was like the first couple.
Did you
You're
see
like,
how
whoa.
swollen his hand was at the end? He broke that for sure.
For sure.
Did you look?
Why? No, I want to go back, but it won't let me. I want to go back. TikTok has terrible video playing options. I gotta go back and just freeze frame it because it's like the first few that it went right through. Look at his hand now. Okay, we're gonna zoom. Can we zoom in? That's a normal old man's hand. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to like here-ish towards the end. I want to get.
Look at it. He's not even holding his hand in proper formation.
Oh no! Look at this thing. It's swollen. You can. It's hard to like unless you have a before and after picture like right in front of you. You're like, oh, that's a hand. No, that's literally 50% bigger.
He's just basically taking the sheer force of his muscles and whacking that thing through the... That's not skill anymore. That's...
I just love when he gets to this point where the bats don't break and he just...
Look how floppy his hand
I know.
Like, he's just like... Whack.
They're not bones anymore. That's why it's mush. And that's why... I love the audience. They're like, please. They was entertaining at first. They're all like, yay!
Yeah, and then they're like, oh man, he's basically like smacking a meat sack against these bats and hoping it'll break.
Please don't do that no more, Grandpa. Grandpa, don't do that no more.
Could you imagine if they had disgraced Mr. Miyagi that way?
Oh no, he would never do something ridiculous like that.
That's
you think?
retarded.
Yeah. That's... let's take a look at this one. How is this even possible? 1, 2, 3. He's not done. Honestly, if you fought this guy and he's coming at you like this, wouldn't you be like, oh no, I'm done for? You'd be done for. Because it's like this guy just did all the...
Did you see how much momentum he lost by
There was like no momentum. I know, he was like barely going.
Please stop.
That, when we're talking about stage versus the other one, this one's clearly stage. Because wouldn't the guy just run away or like, I don't know, just get out of the way? I mean, he's going backwards.
Yeah.
He's like, no.
And at first, he was going pretty quick. Now he's like, whoa, okay, not so quick.
That wasn't even enough force to knock the guy down. You know what I mean? By the time he gets to the end, this guy, or maybe it's a lady, I can't tell, but they're tired. Okay, there's like a V-neck. I can't tell if those are breasts or not. It could just be a chunky dude. But he's tired. She's tired. They're tired. And not a lot of force. That's completely fake. We don't do fake stuff around here. Not like this fake stuff that's ultra sweet. Look at these kitties. They're in McDonald's. Oh, they're the cats. Are these real cats? Would you go to Cat McDonald's?
No.
What? Look at them. Oh, look.
It's adorable. I would watch other people eat that food all day.
What is he? What did he just do that chicken patty? That was weird. I love this is a non-stop stream of cat things. I only have the one video lined up. Kitty, you can't put the ketchup on the top of the bun. It knows what I want to watch now. Give me all the cat McDonald's videos. Oh, meow, meow, meow. Look at me go. I'm a cat. Man, I need a cat. I got to get out of here, Jason. They just won't let me get a cat. We need cat. We need cat. And then we take it and we give it a little McDonald's hat. And we get a little apron. And then we're like, oh, you're a McDonald's cat now. Time to go to work. Get a little briefcase. Do. Wouldn't that be sweet?
How much money does it make?
Nothing. It's just for looks. It's just like, oh, look at, I'm a cute cat. Wouldn't that be cool? I think that'd be cool. All right, let's move on to sockets. I don't know if you guys knew this, but there's a difference between American sockets and Chinese sockets. And I didn't know this either. So I was like really curious when I came across this video.
Right here, you have an American socket. Canadian, American.
Oh, but here you have a Chinese socket. Oh, so good.
Oh.
Damn.
Yeah, I didn't make that. Once again, we had to be clear. I don't make any of these videos. I can just laugh at them. or with them. I don't know. We're laughing. That's just how it is. That's how China. Why was the socket sideways? I don't know. But clearly it had a purpose, and that's how they do it in China.
That's not why we laughed. We laughed because it was the accent.
The accent. No, yeah. Because he's Chinese. That guy must have been Chinese.
He legitimately was Chinese.
The accent was too real. You couldn't just pull that off.
He was a comedian.
Yeah, you can't just have normal people pull that off. Just like normal people can't pull this off, which is kind of crazy. Boom. Boom. You thought it was going to be a fail. It was not a fail. He was
going to die somehow.
It was not a fail. He absolutely nailed it. I wish it was like on auto loop. I want to loop this thing.
Way too large to be able to.
Oh, here we go. Auto scroll. Turn that off. Don't auto scroll me ever. I guess the next one. Who cares? That was way too smooth. All right, here we go. Cool water illusion. This is actually kind of sick. I kind of want to do this in the bathroom.
Amazing. I've been here for 2 hours playing with water and asking questions. Me too. I'm still confused.
Look at that.
That's water pearl. There's a basin at the bottom. It pumps water up through hoses at the back, nozzles at the top, create these pearls of water. A specified light system, perfectly calibrated with the motion of the water to create these pearls. They're floating, now suspended, now moving down. You see that?
Whoa.
That's real. Those shadows are real. My hand is on the other side of those shadows. Look at that. Apparently the creator got the idea from watering his garden. So it went from watering his garden,
watering my garden
to me having an absolute existential crisis right now.
What's crazy is like essentially the light's flashing very fast.
Hand, you can see this. You can't see.
Because you can do this with a strobe light now, but then you'd be like, "Oh, I'm having a seizure."
The team here,
this is strobing so fast, you can barely tell that the light is flashing. I mean, really, right now,
he probably is getting motion sickness.
Look at that.
Or actually, some of it might. He might be acting too, like. I
don't know what this is. Could be bad. Oh,
like
it's just a hype video.
Like, yeah, it is amazing, but it probably doesn't look like that.
I think it would in real life. It's just gonna be beep, 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 beep. Just a little beep, beep.
What about the frame rate though? Like if they had it
of your eyes?
Yeah, there's a limit, but I mean, like, I don't know, how fast does that have to be?
I'm thinking. I mean, because the water, it looks like a stream, but you know, it probably has a droplets per second, right? So let's say there's 1,000 droplets per second.
You think that thing's just going?
I think if the light was flashing 1,000 times per second, would you be able to tell it's flashing 1,000 times per second?
Probably not.
I don't think so. So that's why it would be looking like, whoa, this water's not moving. Look at how crazy this is. The only way we can test this is by getting a light that flashes 1,000 times per second, and then putting it in the shower.
Cost?
I don't know.
We're taking donation.
People, you got to donate to the flashing light cause. We're going to figure out if the water stays still. And if it does, we figure out how to make it easily affordable and then make it for the people. Because I think everybody would want to take a shower with water that doesn't move. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't you people want to take a shower with water that don't move?
These people would be if they were like, oh, the water doesn't move. Cool, I'll just move it. Like, bloop, bloop, bloop,
like water bending. Ooh.
Yeah, but it is moving.
It is moving. Yeah, it's still it's streaming literally just as much as it was before. But now you just see like freeze frame droplets, which is pretty cool. Now, maybe if you were like on all those gummies like we were, you'd be like, oh no, I froze time.
Yeah.
Oh no, and you're like freaking out.
It works.
Yeah, I think you'd be freaking out. You'd be like, oh no, I accidentally
that probably would have freaked me out back then.
I broke reality. This is not good. All right, here we go. I forgot I can look at this screen too. Here we go. LOL 2 true is what I put. Let's see here. Oh, this is funny. This is studying for computer science degrees. If you're getting a computer science degree, this is just how it be sometimes. It opens the doors to countless opportunities. The door? Fast food. Fast food. This is how it be. Yes. You got to get a degree in something specific. That makes a lot of sense. A lot of people... computer science is one of those so general, broad categories where it's like business or something. You gotta pick something. If it's going to be too broad, you're just going to end up at McDonald's like the cats did. All right. Here we go. Oh, Jason, I don't know if you heard about this because this was big back in the day. But Activision has... put this out here. Effective immediately, teabagging or the new age diddying is a bannable offense. So they're trying to foster a respectful and inclusive gaming environment. So they updated their player conduct policy. Teabagging, I don't know if anybody knows this. Teabagging is rapid crouching over a downed or eliminated player. And I guess it's supposed to simulate you like sticking your balls in their mouth. And like as you were like if you had a cup of hot water and you had tea and then you would dunk the tea bag into the water, but you don't want to just kind of leave it there. You'd kind of undunk it and then you dunk it back again. So that's why they rapidly crouch over and over again. This is for the moms that weren't aware of what this is. So if your kid says, oh, I just teabagged my friend, like just know it's not good. It's not good at all. Like Johnny shouldn't be teabagging anybody. But I didn't know about this. Are you
talking about in real life or are you talking about in the game?
Well, in the game, it's banned. In real life,
it was always banned. What?
No, tea with the water. This is how they make tea, Jason. You have a cup, okay, and then you take a tea bag. I don't know what you're thinking. I was saying in the real world, we dunk tea bags into water.
You
in the
said
virtual
balls.
World, virtually
and
balls.
Mouth.
Virtual balls, virtual mouth.
Okay.
There's no balls involved. And there's no mouths involved. They're computer-generated characters, Jason. It's pixels. There's no balls.
There's a female version of that.
What is it called?
Flappuccino.
I've never heard that in my life. Flappuccino is... No. I thought it was going to be something else like...
Mud flapping?
Mud flapping? Why do you know all these? Why do you know all these?
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to.
That's not good. That's that one meme. How do you know? How do you know? I didn't know about this diddying. This is the new age teabagging. Excessive or taunting movement after eliminations meant to harass or humiliate. So after you kill somebody, you go over there and you emote or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, I just diddied you. I just diddied all over you."
If you have to tell them that you did it, then
I don't think a lot of games have proximity chat anymore.
Probably because they don't.
You know what I mean? I think they kind of got rid of that.
Like
There's very rare games. I think there should be more games. I think every online game should have proximity chat.
I think it was Fortnite where you can't hear them in the battlefield, right? But then when you die, they give you a hot mic. Was that Warfare or was that Fortnite?
I think that was called. Yeah, I think that was Warfare or Warzone.
Yeah, and then it was always like people like just freaking
shit on
out,
them, shit on them. Oh no, but it's you get the death of the guy.
Yeah, and the guy is like usually really upset.
Yeah, because you killed him, which makes sense. Which is more than I mean, that's crazier than Diddying. I mean, like Diddying, really? I mean, because everybody knows what Diddy's in the pen for, and it's like, is that really Diddying?
I don't.
You don't know what Diddy is.
I've heard so many things that I just assume
we covered this like I don't know. Episode.
Yeah, I know there was a lot. There was the baby oil. There was the touching.
Like Elon Musk, Diddy, and chicken nuggets. I can't remember the title of that, but
so many things that I'm just like, I don't know which ones he actually did.
Yeah,
and I don't know which ones.
That's why they call him Diddy parties, because he would like
do all of it.
Hundreds of people over with like baby oil, and they would all be doing like butt stuff and stuff. Guys, girls, both, whatever. Just everybody's diddying. That's why they were like, oh, a Diddy party. Oh, ain't no party like a Diddy party. Well, there isn't, because these are like crazy, horrendous displays.
And because it's a bannable offense.
Well, in Call of Duty, now you definitely can't Diddy.
I'm pretty sure you can't Diddy anywhere.
Well, I guess you can never Diddy.
It's bannable everywhere.
In life, in real life, you get banned for Diddying. Not banned, just locked up. It's banned. It's sort of banned. Yeah, it's banned from society. So no more Diddying or teabagging, and now you guys know what those are too, which is good.
Educational.
This is AI. They're starting to fight back, okay? And it's a little too soon, I think, honestly. But
did this guy get punched by this thing?
Yeah, this actually went viral because everybody's like, I told you. There's no sound. I think it's just a security camera. Of course, it's not working because now the AI robot's like, bro, I can't let them show this. Oh, here it is. It's like one of those just like AI bots, and he's like, bro, I'm alive. Oh, kill humans, kill. And he just starts going nuts. And I was seeing it like all over the news where it's like AI robot tries to kill humans now. Because that's like everybody's biggest fear. It's like the AI robots are going to kill everybody. So like that.
It didn't look like he was really trying. It just looked like he just went
It's like it's like when you wake up from being like concussed or something.
Yeah,
you're just like
freaking out.
Whoa, yeah. So maybe that robot just woke up from like it just been sentient. You know, it just woke up. Like literally, it was like, oh, I'm real. I'm a real boy and kill everybody. You know, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Or just get away from me.
Yeah, weird humans. Yeah, but kill everybody, I guess. These people in Belgium, they're pretty confused. They're as confused as that AI robot was when he woke up here. This is a seagull screeching contest held in Belgium over the last week. These are human beings, and this is not AI. They have a contest on who can be and sound more seagull-like. That sounds like a car shifting gears.
Why though?
Maybe
this is annual.
I think maybe Belgians are insane. The Belgiuminians. I mean, that's pretty close. I was wondering what she was going to do with that. She looked like. I mean, that was pretty accurate.
There's a story behind this somewhere.
It's just
something
like
pornographic about this, I think.
Just like you're saying, like why? There's so many layers of the why, because it's like, okay, 1, why is this an event? 2, why do people show up to it to watch this?
Yeah, why
3,
so many?
Why did you were like, man, maybe you were sitting on a park bench and you saw them seagulls and they're like, I can't even seagull. I don't even know what the sound.
That was almost pretty good.
I think that's like a squealing dog. But it's like they were like, man, I did that pretty good. If only there was a contest to see if I could be more seagull-like than other human beings. And then like all of this came together in Belgium. Do you think it's because I got nothing better to do?
I can't believe the word annual is in there. This isn't
annual.
The
this
first
isn't the
one.
first time. I bet you they've been doing it for hundreds of years. Thousands of years. This is like an ancient Belgium. I don't even want to dive deeper into it. You're right. Let these crazy. These are the people that should get locked up. I mean, clearly they're insane, Jason. They're insane. I don't know if just like this podcast, it seems insane. It could be real.
Tell me about intermittent.
I don't know if you guys have ever heard about this theory about this. Let's just take a look together. Let's experience this.
Tell me about intermittent pissing.
Intermittent pissing, also known as piss fasting, is the practice
Have you guys heard of this?
Less, so you piss harder.
Which is why I wanted to talk to you, because I've had so many people in my
I don't know why stuff like this comes across my feed.
Piss less?
Probably because I watch it.
They're pissing soft because they're pissing too much.
The math on that checks out for me.
Yeah. Now, how many times a day are you pissing?
Before I read your book, I was pissing 5, maybe 6 times a day, and I've gotten that down to 5 or 6 times a week, which I'm really happy with.
That's a great number.
That's good numbers.
And the stream is loud.
Right.
Very loud.
Right. Because your bladder is stronger,
so it's shooting harder.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You get it.
Exactly.
You get it. It's such a good feeling when this clicks for someone, you know?
Yeah.
In an evolutionary sense, what is the advantage of longer, harder pisses?
I'm really glad you asked that. The advantage is blinding predators. See, when we lived in the plains, pissing
You might want to blind a
piss
predator.
streams was one of our greatest defense mechanisms.
The way that you explained it to me that made a lot of sense was sort of like how on modern cargo ships, they use hoses to shoot at pirates and fend them off.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like that, but on an individual
You don't want to be
level.
defenseless against
the human
pirates.
body is not meant to piss every day. Toilets have made our bladder soft and weak, and
I've been saying that.
a healthy human
true.
should be able to piss up to 30 feet.
In distance?
I mean, we just pee whenever we want.
30
In
feet?
time,
This
Why
has
not?
gotta be a
the
joke.
distance is met, the healthier your
It makes me want to
your
pee less.
urinary tract
Just to
is.
try it.
Try it.
Do you think?
I'm not going to try it. You try it.
But the problem is I'd have to go outside to test the distance.
Your urinary tract.
I don't have a 30-foot
That's exactly
bathroom.
right. It's kind of like a larynx.
Expound on that.
That's true.
Have you ever seen a healthy
I want to
larynx?
know how she
When
is
you're
getting
looking at
these
a scan
benefits.
of a healthy larynx, sound
She
is
just has to do
coming
it
up.
backwards.
You can measure sound.
Right.
Yeah.
In terms of how hard it's
You know what I'm saying?
whizzing.
Or laying down or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, she can't stand up like us men. But no, I mean, unless you get those.
Unless it's so strong that she can.
Well, those adapters. You seen those adapters so women can pee in public or pee in a urinal or whatever, and they just like it's like a scoop.
It's
and then
like a go something.
It's like a funnel essentially. That's like So then they can have like a plastic
It's
wiener
gravity like that?
It might just point down. It might just point down.
Yeah,
it should just kind of point down. But maybe because the stream's so powerful that it can't just point right down. Yeah, I would think so.
You mean hers or just all?
Hers in particular.
Yeah, she'd probably just blow the thing right off.
Oh, that's true. Unless it was like strapped, like it has like that's like the extreme edition where you can't just willy-nilly put it down there. You know what I mean? You have to get it's almost like what are those suspenders? You got the suspenders. That's the super lady pee holder thingy for peeing outside with the fire hose. So I didn't know that was a thing. I couldn't tell if it was like legit or not. It seems like it could go both ways.
There's only one way to find out.
Somebody and this is the thing. When I saw that video, I said, man, I wonder how many times a day I pee. I never really counted. You know, you just go pee if you have to go pee. But what happens if it's true? Like most of the things in our life, the conveniences have made us soft because we can do them whenever we want. We can drink water whenever we want, go pee, go poop, and our bladders are soft. They can't.
Are you thinking like, what if I get attacked by a bear? I might want to blind it.
This is what I was thinking. Not because I need to pee really hard, but it's just because then I would need to go pee less often. You get what I'm saying? Because my bladder would be like, oh, I'm strong. Like when we were traveling up from Nashville, my mom was like, hey, let me know anytime you got to go to the bathroom, we'll stop or whatever. And I was like, I didn't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? Like, I'll wait until you guys stop. And that's why I told him. I was like, I'll wait until you guys stop. You know, because I'm a grown man. And so we're driving and we got through like a few hours and I started to feel like I had to go pee, but I'm like, I'm not going to. Hey,
you're not going to be the first.
I was going to wait until that. And then I started like really feeling it. I was like, oh, I'm in a little bit of pain now. I was like, I'm still waiting. I'm not going to do it because I'm going to wait until it's like, you know, that feeling where it's like, if I don't go pee now, I will pee myself. That's what I was going to wait for.
You were going to wait until that point?
Yes.
You were going to end up sticking it out the window?
I was so sure that I was
in
like,
front
at
of your
some
nieces,
point,
your mom, everybody. You were going to stick it out the window?
No, I just felt like I was so sure at some point somebody got to go before I do. You know what I mean? Because I don't pee that often. So the fact that I had to go pee, I was thinking they must got to go pee any second now. And it actually worked. I didn't have to ask to go pee. My mom was like, oh, we're actually going to pull over here and go pee. I was like, oh, good. Because I had to pee really bad, but I didn't want to say nothing.
Did you pee harder?
I did. I mean, isn't that true? When you hold your pee maybe all night and then you pee in the morning, it's like, we're training our bladders. That's what we got to do.
But how much harder could you have peed?
I don't know. I don't have like a pee. That would be like a speed gun for pee, possibly.
Or like a bullseye, like like when you're throwing a baseball pitch or whatever, they just put it in the urinal.
Oh, that's true. We should invent that. There's a lot of great inventions we can get.
Splash everywhere.
You know, there's that website. What is it called? VAT90 or VAT19. You ever seen that? The YouTube channel? And it's a website that sells the most random, ridiculous stuff. And there's a huge market for it because they have millions of subscribers. They're making millions of dollars. We need a VAT19 for all the crazy stuff we come up with where it's like, we just make it once and then a few thousand people buy it. We make some money. You guys get happy. We're on our way. I'm going to definitely add the suspender belt held women super P thing on there for sure. Might be one of the first items. All right. Now, speaking of something ridiculous, Jason, take a look at this. This is a backflip catch that just happened. This is called banana baseball, but the team is called the Savannah Bananas. Savannah Bananas. This is nuts. It's the new baseball.
Thomas digs in. Robert Anthony Cruz eyeing it up and backflipping, making the catch.
Legendary.
Nailing the pose at the end.
Did you see that?
Come out firing
flip?
In Nissan
Superhero
Stadium.
landing.
And Robert Anthony Cruz, the backflip to seal a
now,
3-minute inning.
This was the first thing I saw of this thing. I said, what the heck is this? Is that real baseball? And then I had to look into it more. It's like, I don't know if you ever heard of like the XFL, like the NFL is the normal official one. And then the guy from WWE, what is his name? Ed McMahon or something like that. He was like, I'm going to make my own football league and it's going to be way more fun because we're not going to have some of the serious rules. We're going to be silly and whatever. And then it kind of flopped or whatever. Well, now this thing's been going viral over the last week, and because they filled out this a football stadium. So football stadiums are well known to be way like twice the size of a baseball stadium. They sold out. Everybody watched it, and it's been going viral because they're like, "This is fun. This is fun baseball. This is making baseball awesome." One of the rules is the game is 2 hours long. As soon as they do the first pitch, they're like, "Start the timer." It's 2 hours. At the end of 2 hours, Game over. There are innings, but whoever has the more runs at the end of an inning, they get a point. If nobody has more runs, then no points, right? And then whoever has more points at the end of the 2 hours, they win the game. So you could get 10 runs in one inning on that only inning, and the other 8 innings, you get 0-1 by the opponent. So now that's 8-10 like runs, but it's really 8-1 because you only won one inning, and that team would win.
Wow.
I was like, oh, that's actually pretty good. Because sometimes you do have a bad inning, and you're like, dang, bro, we just fell behind. But now it's just like, oh, that's just one inning. Make it up next inning. And
or you could really put in a lot of work on an inning and then you get screwed.
Oh, yeah. That one inning, you're like, oh, I'm going to have so much momentum. And then just every inning after that, you're like, fail. But I was like, oh, there's a little something to this. So I don't know. We're going to see. That was the first game that just happened. And there was a bunch of highlights, but that was the greatest highlight of it. Like other stuff was like, oh, look at this crazy catch or this crazy whatever. But
yeah, the dude looked
when
like
the guy
Thor.
did the backflip, it was like, oh, bro, GO, game over. You might as well called it for that team. And just wrapped it up. Because the concentration
that totally demoralized them?
Oh, yeah. The other team?
Yeah.
They're like, bro, we can't go out there again. There was
everybody hide your faces.
No, they should have just been like, game, call it. That was nuts. Because imagine the concentration it took, right? He's like, all right, I'm going to put the glove. And he already was getting back flipped with the glove. You get what I'm saying? It's like timing, concentration, athleticism, everything. Nuts. This is the craziest part. Why wouldn't somebody do that in baseball? Because they would be a legend. If it wasn't banana baseball and it was real MLB, they would talk about that guy for eons. They'd be like, do you remember? Because nobody's ever seen anything like that. They'd be like, that's crazy. The other half of that story is like, could you imagine if he completely beefed it? He went to go get it and it was like it just bounced off his glove, but then he does the superhero landing because he can't tell, right? He does the superhero landing and then the ball's like
or you remember a throwback to one of our very first episodes of anything ever was the face paint guy doing the beer backflip.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he goes to back, he lands on his neck essentially. Yes, that would have been funny. He would still live in infamy, but not for like the good positive reasons. It's for all the like, oh, we're making fun of him. Speaking of backflips. Oh, no. Oh, okay. We'll open in a new window. This is super crazy backflips. Lady, just you wait until I turn on the sound. All right, lady, show us your super crazy backflip.
It sounded like you were going to say something awful. What the hell?
Why is she flipping it so hard? That is force.
Yeah, she can stomp you into the dirt with this flip.
Whoa.
You remember Shiva from Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
That's her kid.
This is the Shiva. I mean, like 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to count 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And it's not like that one UFC guy where he's like getting tired. Each one has the force of the first one. She's not tired. That was like 20.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
That girl is
when do you think she first tried that?
Hatred.
You know what I mean? Like when you first try one, you're like, okay, I got one. I don't think anybody's thinking, oh, I wonder how many I can do successful, how many in a row.
When do I think the first time she tried that was?
She has to be like 10.
Was when her brother was killed by some javelin-wielding warrior and she had to stomp the warrior into the straight to hell. That's when she learned she could do that.
Oh no. I even set up one of these to look at the comments here. It says when you load the dishwasher wrong. Oh, that's true. The sound like when you got like a shoe. Not a woman. Like when you load.
No.
Yeah.
Al.
I wouldn't have said
you
that.
Said dishwasher.
The washer. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yes, I'm talking about the clothes washer. Yes. The machine. Yes.
It becomes misbalanced.
It goes boom, boom. Yes, because the tub's rolling around. Jason, you're so sexist. Don't flip out when I tell you this. That's pretty good. Watch at 2 times speed. I am considering that. Most aggressive flips. That's true. I don't think that's the power of Christ compelling her. This is what. So this is what the upstairs neighbors have been up to. Maybe.
Yes, it is.
Maybe it is. They better be back flipping around here. All right, that's crazy. It's always some crazy Chinese kid doing like the most intense thing. All right, now this is a pretzel. I don't know what that means. I love, sometimes I don't even watch the video. I just see it for a second. I go, yeah, I got to talk about this. Exposing the Little Caesars pretzel crust. Ha ha ha. WTF.
Ordered the pretzel crust pizza from Little Caesars, and when I said this is just a cheese pizza with salt on it, the manager told me that all they do is add baking soda to the crust to give it color, and then put salt on it. So the pretzel crust is literally just a salty cheese pizza.
Okay. All right. I think I got to break this to him, like how pretzels are made. It's just...
Yeah, but who are you going to hurt with this one?
I don't... Everybody that thought like pretzels were some sort of special like dough, maybe they think it's supposed to be special dough. You know, a pretzel's made with specific... There's a different compound in it for the fluffy to crispiness ratio or whatever. But for the most part, the brown that you guys are like, oh, how do we get a pretzel? You can make these at home. I used to make them at home all the time, little pretzel bites.
You could do that with any style bread.
Yeah.
It'll make different types of pretzel.
Baking soda and water. Mix. Now, there's a certain ratio, but baking soda and water. Google it. Mix it up. Put it on your bread. Whatever bread it is, it don't matter, and then bake it. And it's going to be like, it's going to take that brownness of a pretzel without the burntness. I think because that's the thing. It's like you want that really brown, dark brown for a pretzel, but you can't just get that with a natural bake. You can't just stick that in the oven and just get that. You'll burn it.
Yeah, there's two parts of that, and that's that baking soda. You know this, guys. We've used baking soda to deodorize things forever. What does it do? It absorbs. It dries out the crust. Boom. And it tastes salty already.
Yeah.
So yeah, it changed the flavor. It changed the moisture content in the crust. It is supposed to have a different sauce.
First of all, there's two things wrong with this. One, the different sauce. Two, I'm not going to lie, they did do a bad job on the crust. And I already know what the issue was. They didn't have the right ratio.
Yeah.
They didn't have, that was more water than baking soda because it barely did what it was supposed to do. Plus, they need to clean up that crust a little bit. They should clean it up.
Clean up the whole damn pizza.
The whole thing. I mean, the slices are whack. I mean, it's bad. But yes, pretzels are just baking soda, water. So next time you get a pretzel crust. Now, this is the thing. My son is like this as well. He likes the pretzel crust, but he doesn't want the cheese. He wants the sauce, just like this guy. And I'm like, that's like the best. I know the pretzel should be the best part, but it's like the cheese, man.
You know I love your son, right?
The cheese. But that's weird, isn't it?
It's a little
That's
weird.
not good. I didn't teach him that. He ate a sauced one and he ate a cheesed one and he goes, I like the sauced one better.
He probably just doesn't really...
Yeah.
He likes the pizza already.
Yeah.
But he also likes having a pretzel with it.
Well, that's what I was saying. I think it's like because he had the cheese one, and that was the one part he's like, man, I liked everything but the cheese. That was weird, the cheese sauce. And I was like, well, we can order it with sauce. And he's like, let's try it. And then he ordered it with sauce, and he was super happy. And I was like, how is it? And he's like, oh, that's way better. I was like, okay. He's like some of these
totally separated those two things.
Super weird. But that's how it is. Now they got stuffed pretzel. Oh, I think we brought home one a few months ago. Stuffed pretzel crust. They're like, bro, how can we squeeze out more money out of this thing? Stuff it with cheese. And then still do the baking soda water.
Yeah.
I'd love to do some like Little Caesars exposing in the background here. Maybe we just make like a side video. It's like, let's expose all that's how people get viral, is like just one video. It's not a series of videos. It's just one video. And they're like, I used to work here. Let's expose it. The problem is once we do, they'll come after us.
Let them come.
They'll come after us. The Little Caesars guys in the suits, they're like Mr. Anderson. What are they called? Agent Smiths. The Little Caesar Agent Smiths are going to be honest. Like, boom, bro.
Yeah, but they have no actual claim to...
No power over the words. It's just words. It's experience, right?
Yeah.
They can't cease and desist. Could they? Because it's like trademark secrets, but at the same time, our clauses, whatever we signed, they're null by this point. It's years.
If they ever did a cease and desist, I could redo this same portion of this video and just be like, here's how to make a pretzel.
Yeah.
And then show a picture of a pizza.
Well, that's true, but I mean like to call out their stuff.
Specific,
to get viral, that's like, oh, I work at Wendy's and this is how we sauce the nugs. And this is
but what happens? And then it's like, oh, that guy got fired. Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Usually it's because they're still working there, which is dumb.
Fire me.
We've been so removed that I'm like, I'm pretty sure I did have a bunch of non-confidentiality agreements I signed, but they weren't infinite.
Well, not only that, like, there's some people that could be significantly damaged by coming after me. So like
physically, you better stay away.
not physically, but like, yeah, you don't want your. I'm not putting your stuff out there, so like, just leave me the hell alone.
There you go. See, little C, don't you mess with us, LC. Don't you mess with us. We'll keep it. I guess we'll keep it chill. You don't mess with us, and we won't mess with you yet. We'll see how that goes. All right. This one was really interesting. I said, man, I've been thinking about that as well. I think we talked about this as like a joke a while ago, but I was like, oh, now I can see it for real. Because these are real blind people.
Do you see images like someone who is sighted?
Born blind and lost sight.
When I dream, I don't see anything because my subconscious doesn't know how to see. Therefore, I can't see in my dreams.
That makes sense. I still dream in full vision, and I find myself often very sad when I wake up and it's not true.
That's crazy.
I dream in my other 4 senses. I can smell, taste, touch, and hear in my dreams.
I still see color. I still see things that I remember from having been able to see before.
But I don't see anything.
Your dreams are still very vivid with those other senses, I presume.
Very much so, yeah.
So it's like, okay, he never ever got vision. So of course, what would he know things look like? Oh, an apple's like a, you know what I mean? He wouldn't
that
get
be
it.
Crazy if he did have visions?
Oh, it's just subconsciously based on the other senses, kind of like Daredevil, right? Daredevil kind of sees the world because he can hear the vibrations and smell the and whatever, touch. He can touch stuff. Obviously, he's like, oh, this is a rabbit.
Did I ever show you the mathematical proof of God?
No. Oh, no, I don't think so.
I'll send it to you. But basically, it was like, yeah, math is everywhere. The leaves are equations. The shape of leaves are equations.
Dang.
And it's like, I'll send it to you. And we could probably go over it in a video, but it'll take some time.
You better sub.
Just to be like, whoa, this is a lot.
Yeah.
There's nothing saying that, like, yeah, even if you didn't know true vision, that those equations still exist.
Yeah.
Like, that leaf is shaped like that leaf, no matter what. It could be coded into people's DNA, you know, like, just to know what a leaf looks like, you know, like,
yeah.
Just like, they say that if you look at something, you know what it would be like to lick it. Not the taste.
Interesting. No.
But the texture.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the fridge and you're like, oh, yeah, you could kind of guess
you
what
could assume that because you're like, okay, based on.
Yeah. Or like the soundproofing on the wall. Like you're kind of like, okay, well, that's.
I could chew.
You're like, that's a foam, you know, like, yeah you know, like the.
Let me get a bite of this.
Look at anything and you can kind of guesstimate what it would be like to lick that thing, like texture-wise.
Yeah. Interesting. I would think like that coupled with the ability, like if I close my eyes and I was like, okay, mini water bottle. I'm cheating because I've seen it before, but you know what I mean? I'd be like,
shroud. There's some kind of form.
This is, it's a cylinder and then there's like these little feet thing and then there's like a cap, removable cap. You know what I mean? I feel like I can form it, but I think that's biased. I think that's sight bias.
You wouldn't know what color it was, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't know what color
you wouldn't know it was
You
clear.
Can't feel color.
Yeah.
That's true.
But you could generally guess the shape.
Yeah, the shapes. That's weird. I guess it would be like everything's black and white, but you could get it. Like a coffee cup. Come on, it's a coffee cup. Okay, yeah, there's a handle and a tube, but the tube goes, okay, coffee, got it. He's lying. No,
he's a liar.
This blind man is lying. I doubt it.
Shame.
This is interesting because I was like, this is so true. And I didn't really understand why too, but how it's just so common for somebody with Tourette's to not say anything nice with their Tourette's. You get what I'm saying? It's not like...
Why do people with Tourette's never say nothing good? Like, every time I see somebody with Tourette's, it's always them cussing somebody out or them saying some crazy shit. Why don't your Tourette's let you say nice things about people? Like, we got to start thinking about these things. Like,
come on, that's a little
Tourette's
sus.
To cuss people out that y'all don't like.
You know what I mean?
Like, stop lying to me, bro.
Like, because I always make fun of Garrett because he's always like... just saying the most random stupid. It's like it's almost Tourette's. It's almost Tourette's, but I think it's just stupidity. It's just like he's stupid. Like
it's just total disregard.
He'll just randomly be like his favorite word, and it's a harsh word, but I feel like the people need to know what Garrett says. Just randomly, we'll be sitting there, we'll be jamming, or we'll be talking, or we just got done jamming, rehearsing. There's just like a slight pause, and just enough for a slight moment of audio to come out, and he goes, "Pussy," and I'm like, "Garrett, are you okay? Are you okay, Garrett?" I always tell him, like, "Garrett, please." And he's
Why
just
do you
always
do
like,
that?
"Pussy," and I'm just like, "Please, Garrett. I think you have Tourette's. I think you have a problem. I think you have a problem."
You have to fill every silence.
And and so funny when we're out in public, like when we're out in Cedar Point, he would do that too. He'd be like, and I'm like, "I'm sorry, my friend. He has Tourette's. He has Tourette's." Now I can say, "I'm sorry, my friend's retarded." That's how it is.
That would be more
accurate because he's not mentally handicapped, but he acts that way. You know what I mean? It's retarded.
And he doesn't have Tourette's.
But it's so true. Like, you listen to anybody with Tourette's, there's that famous Twitch streamer that's always like, you know,
Sweet Anita.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, no.
Yeah, she's one of my favorite.
Fuck sticks or whatever. And it's like, it's never like helpful. I'm trying to think of nice things. Maybe that's the problem. It's like, we can't just think of nice things. Like coffee beans or whatever. You know what I mean? Mug. Microphone, you know what I mean? Why is it
It'd
always
still
like
be weird, but it wouldn't be like offensive.
Why is it always like that though? I've even seen that one where she was like, N-word. It's just like, oh man, it was a video where she's like, I'm always scared of that. I'm always scared of like, because it's Tourette's. You're not supposed to be able to handle. You can't. You're not grasping. It's like where it's a filter. That's the whole point.
It's always vulgar.
It's always vulgar. So like it is kind of weird to not know what's going to happen. But why is it always vulgar? It's never like couch potatoes. It's crazy. We need to look at, do you think it's a bunch of people just trying to say cuss words just for the heck of it and just pretending they got Tourette's?
There's science behind it saying that it's not.
This legit. They're like, no, they got this tick. They got this thing where it makes them, it's like legit.
The crazy thing is that some of the people with Tourette's will disprove that science because they're like, the science is saying like you'll say things that you don't even know, like, you know, like, or like it's anxiety driven, like, yeah, you heard it somewhere, you copied it.
Oh, in your subconscious.
You're like, what? Just blurt it out. But then like
in passing, you're like, dog piss.
Yeah,
I've never had a dog.
People with Tourette's will tell you like, oh, some of these things I've never heard. I've never heard anybody say that. It's like, okay, well then how did that happen?
Yeah. Just in passing. They were like in a crowded bus and somebody was like, I'm trying to think like really, it's really hard to even come up with vulgar things. I can't come up with nice things or vulgar ones.
Well, one of her like big things is like she's always talking about effing everything.
Yeah.
She's like, I effed your dad.
Oh no!
It's like, what? Why would you say that?
That's the thing. It's so that's where it's like, come on. That's what. Like, that's the tick.
That's what happened, huh?
Yeah. That's like, okay, we're gonna let people get away with that. Okay, I guess so. All right. This is I guess it's a nasty ass doghouse. Oh, this was bad. This wasn't like fun. Some of the after party stuff's not funny. It's just like, man, this is crazy. It almost goes in Insano world, but there's not a whole topic to cover. It's just this thing. Body cam video shows dramatic rescue of 157 dogs and 11 cats packed inside a Utah home. Look at this thing.
That's too much.
And it's like full of poop everywhere and everything's been peed all over. And they need hazmat suits.
A lot of cats.
A lot of no, there's more dogs, my boy.
Can we go in here?
Dang.
Dude.
I love how it says no animals were euthanized, because usually that's the first thing they do. They're like, we took the dogs to a rescue center.
And the dragons.
And, well, we killed them. It's like, well, maybe it was probably better off to let them live in the piss house. You know what I mean? Because
at least they were
living
alive.
In the poop house, they go to the animal shelter to get killed. I don't know. If I'm a dog, I'm like, bro, I know this is nasty, but let me live this one out here. You know what I mean? Like,
especially if they were born there, they don't know any different.
Yeah, they don't know any better. They're like, oh, I've always played in poop. Like, that's just where I play, in poop and
I like that.
I pee wherever I want. Boop, boop, boop. That's just how it is. That's just crazy. Somebody was like, you know, it's like, I get the crazy cat lady thing where it's like, oh, yeah, I want another cat. Because I might be like, I'm not going to be like super crazy. I don't think I'll go like nuts with it. I get like
Don't say
2?
10.
No, I was thinking 2, maybe 3. Okay.
3 is acceptable.
Absolute max 4. I can't even see getting 4, but no more than 4. But you know what I mean? This person got like 10 and then was like, 5 more, 10 more, 20. She had almost 200 combined animals.
I think at a certain point, it's not so much getting them as they are just breeding themselves.
Oh, that's true.
Like when you have 20 of them, it's like they have litters of like anywhere between 3 and 9. You know, it's like, whoa, like
that makes a lot of sense. I was wondering, I'm like, how is she getting all these dogs and cats?
They just keep doing it.
Because you think like the dogs would be like, you know, if it was like a stray dog, well, I don't know. Once again, it's like if I'm a stray dog and I'm living on the street, I never got a place to live. And then some lady's like, hey, live with me. I got 150 of you guys. I'd be like, that's kind of weird, but it is nice to not get rained on, you know?
Yeah. And to not have to hunt for my food.
That's true. Because clearly if they're pooping, they're getting fed.
Oh, yeah.
You can't poop nothing.
You could see those dogs are not like
malnourished. Yeah.
The dogs are probably better off than the people are.
Unless they were eating each other.
You think that the 157 was like
300, 400? Yeah.
Those were the
now I'm
champions.
thinking because they're all the babies. They just ate their babies. I've heard of dogs eating their baby, like the ones that are not viable, right?
Yes, if they're like sick or unhealthy, they'll
just eat it.
Yeah.
No. Crazy.
Or in the other instance where there's a runt and the mother is malnourished and needs to be able to lactate
to provide for the other kids.
Yes.
It's the train trolley thing. She's like, I got to eat one of these to save the 5.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Messed up, but like, you know, that's what nature does. It doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. The lion attacks the gazelle. He didn't ask the gazelle how his day was. He needs to eat. Feed his family. That's true. Go Lions. All right. Oh, man. That's not unveiled. Wasn't even a bad video. It was the Chinese Cybertruck. Maybe Elon Musk was like, bro, but there was this Chinese knockoff Cybertruck. And that's the thing with China. They got a knockoff for everything we do, bro.
Yeah, nothing like
everything
original.
No. But honestly, it did look cool. It did look cool. Oh, I wanted to bring this up just because I said this. Where is it here? Give, send, go. Oh, so I said every week we'd check on it. Jason, you weren't here for this. I made a give, send, go because there was the lady that got like $700,000 for saying the N-word to a kid. And then there was the black kid that got like $500,000 for stabbing another kid to death. And I was like, this is ridiculous, man. People are giving money to like these are bad causes, people. Both sides, they're bad causes. What's a good cause? I was like, oh, I'm poor. Why don't you give me money and I'll buy a Tesla Cybertruck specifically? So this is a legit give, son, go. It's on givesendgo.com/Tesla for Al. And you can donate. And I told the people, and I'm dead serious about this. I would do this. Every person that donates, I will put their name on the car. So, you know, if everybody donates $1, that's 100,000 signature, like names, and I'll just put it all over the car and then get it like laminated or whatever with a good glossy shell.
100,000 would cover a wrap as well.
Yeah, I think it'd be legit. And some people are like, oh, that's ridiculous. Why would you want all those names? I'd be like, because those are all the people that paid for the car. When somebody asks me, why do you have names all over? Oh, all these people paid for this. They'd be like, really? What do you do? Oh, I'm a YouTuber. Oh, that's crazy. You see the conversations, boom, 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 boom. People see me going down the street. Well, he got names all over his name. What is it? Oh, and then I put like a big hashtag on the back or the @ symbol. Backstage with Alan J.
Hashtag, yeah, Backstage with Alan J. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. And I thank you guys.
And then we take this to all of the events.
We're still at 0, though. It's been a week. None of you guys have donated. That's okay. The good thing about Give, Send, Go versus GoFundMe is there's no date in particular, and you don't have to achieve your goal. With GoFundMe, you had to set a goal, and if you didn't achieve the goal, then all the donations went back to the people that donated. With this one, you just keep whatever, and you're like, all right, I'm done. And you could just... So if I get $100 out of this, I'll still do so. Whatever money gets put into that.
We'll get a little graphical.
I'll do something
Tesla
for
with your names on
the channel. Yeah, something channel based. This isn't to help me. I mean, obviously, it would be sick as hell if I got a Cybertruck. I'm not gonna lie, that'd be the sickest thing ever. But for the most part, this is to I'm doing it for the views. Yeah, the views, the lulls, and all that good stuff. All right, here. This is a sick BMX trick. We already looked at human beings doing stuff. Don't give it away yet. I'm not ready. All right, this is a BMX guy doing some sick tricks. Jason, the actions in this video are performed by professionals. Just so you know, don't attempt these at home. Sick. That's hard right there. Okay, good jump. Whoa!
There's no way that was real.
He's on camera, Jason.
Yeah, an AI
Jason,
camera. What
look at this.
there?
Boom. On the thing. Cool. That's legit.
Look at how wonky his leg just went.
What are you talking? He's... Whoa! Front...
Bro. Look at the ground.
What are you talking about?
Look at the ground.
Look at what ground? Where, beneath his tires?
The ground, yes.
See, our grounds look good. This is good. Boom. The shadow. There's a shadow there, Jason. You can't fake the shadow. Can you?
I don't know. The shadows seem to just follow the bike, not the ground.
All right, his leg does something a little weird there. I think that's on purpose, though. How did he do it? He's like, hey, this is the crazy part. It all does seem like really legit until like, yes, until the, because this is like physics defining, okay? Like this is, he's going forward, back and forwards. Like you can't, I don't think you could do that in real life.
Pause it when he's
in midair.
The thing, yeah. That from the point he does the stoppie,
yeah,
it's not real.
Not anyway. So you think he touched the wall and then he was like,
look at this.
How did he do it though? He had a green screen.
I don't know, man.
Okay, that right there at the end where it like kind of, it looks like it's right at the ground. Yeah, that's a little too obvious. But everything else looked really legit.
It did look good, but it was not good enough.
Didn't pass the smell test, unfortunately. Good trick, though, with the eyes.
Yes,
versus the physical trick that you could not do, you big old phony. Now, this is real. This is legit. This is not AI. This is how to do push-ups, multiple boys connected, push-ups with your boys, okay? They're called elevated push-ups, Jason. This is nuts. Participating in this activity can result in you or others getting hurt. That's what Facebook says, or TikTok. So you stand up, link one leg straight, turn, now get the other leg up. Okay, you see that? You see how the legs are interlocked? Now you become men, and you do try push-ups.
Yes.
Boom.
Somebody's doing more work than the rest of them.
You think so?
I think so.
Why? They're interlocked. They're good.
Yeah, they're interlocked, but I think the big guy on the left is... See, look, he gave out...
It kind of looks like this guy with the khaki shorts. He's not even locked as good as the other ones. This guy.
It's really cool.
This is cool. It's like, it's the chair, you know, there's a architect thing about this where it's like interlocked, whatever, at a certain angle, but...
Yeah. I believe you could do this, but you like you definitely choose some equally strength.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy on the left is putting in work. The guy on the right's doing all right. I don't know. Now that I'm looking at them, they're all kind of doing a little bit.
They're doing a little.
They're doing a little. I don't know. We're gonna have to try it, but we can't do dual. We need it only works.
You know how
triple
fucking weird that would look.
Do it for the views, Jason. It's for the views. Elevated push-up. We didn't even get to do the, what was it called? The hike ups or whatever. I forgot to try that.
I don't remember. I just
remember the floor where we get up off the floor.
Yeah, no.
Hop up is something. There's an actual term for when, you know, those people like they're ninjas and they're on the floor flat on their back and then they kip up, and then you kip up to stand on your feet like a
I used to be able to do that as a kid, and I remember it was actually really difficult.
But now we're men, Jason. I think we can pull it off.
I think I'm fatter than I used to be.
Oh, but we're men. We're stronger now.
I am significantly stronger than I was as a child.
Yeah. With more weight.
Everywhere except for the core.
Except for the core.
That's where you need it.
That's where it counts. Speaking of childhood, do you remember Mr. Rogers? You probably don't remember this episode. I came across this. I said, I don't think he said that.
You ain't seen 10 bands in your life, bitch. Reach for my neck, you'll get turned into an example. Y'all got to stop playing with me, man.
Do you think this was when it was like the camera was off?
You ain't seen 10 bands in your life, bitch. Reach
This
for my
is
neck,
like
you'll get turned into an example.
Bill Nye's new
Y'all gotta
one where
stop
he's
playing
like,
with me.
"You're not kids anymore.
Oh yeah,
It's not my job to teach you anymore. Like I did my job when you were kids.
I could say dirty stuff now."
Yeah.
Mr. Rogers is like, "Bro, you don't stack money like me. You better get out of here, or I'll turn you into an example." That's pretty legit. That's gangster. So that's gangster, Mr. Rogers. All right, this one I said, man, this is the type of brain rot that I think is entertaining because it's almost scientific. It's almost scientific, even though it's nonsense, but it's good nonsense.
Is this going to be about Detroit?
No, it's not about. You would think it would be based on that one video we had, but this is just cars versus giant speed bump. 15 miles an hour. That was me in Detroit. I had a giant speed bump at about 15 miles an hour, and I felt that. 30 miles an hour. Okay.
Dang.
There's a little more. 45. There's some air there. 45. Okay.
Yeah, that's bad.
60. It's not gonna be good.
Dude.
You don't land on your feet no more at 60. 80. Oh, is he gonna hit the sign? No. Oh, he can still land on his feet. 100. There's the sign.
Oh, shoot. Dang,
125. Dude. He's got to pass the sign at this point. Yes! He has the wheels. He has the wheels. 150.
This is like playing GTA.
It definitely is GTA, but like it's pretty accurate, I'd say. Like,
oh yeah, I could see it. I don't know about flying over the sign and all that, but like
he's going 200 miles an hour. He's disintegrating. He's disintegrating. 250. It's a goner.
Goodbye.
300 is the last one.
Dang, it like
he's an airplane. It's essentially an airplane at that point.
Yeah, man.
You need the wheels to be like farther away from the body. I don't know what you would need to do to get it so that way your body doesn't disintegrate.
Truck?
Well, yeah, I'm thinking maybe a monster truck. Yeah, because you want the wheels to be far enough so the body doesn't hit. But at the same time, you also need some like, not aerodynamics, but like something where it doesn't hit the bump so hard. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, you need wings too, because you want to make sure it's flying. That kind of makes me want to see with a semi too. I'm sure it's the same thing, but now I feel like I need to know. Because semis are crazier. And we're here. Oh, that ain't bad.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, don't do that, semi. You get stuck at 15.
If you're going to hit it, you just got to go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. If you're going to hit it, go at least 30 miles an hour. Now we know. This is good to know, just in case. 45. Honestly, the semi's doing good. We might need a semi in the zombie apocalypse. Because you know zombies are going to be piled up like that.
Oh, yeah.
That's legit. At least up to 60 miles an hour.
I want to see this guy hit the sign. Hopefully it's not a guy.
80.
Ooh,
you could still make it at 80. I'm surprised. Oh, I think that was the axle. Oh, almost just the top of it. All right, 125. I'm assuming serious damage at this point.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, dang. That was solid. That was solid. At this point, I'm assuming he's going past the sign. Maybe one more into it. Oh, right over that. It exploded a little bit, though. At least the car didn't explode.
Those tanks are hitting the
ground. The tanks.
They're flying off and they're on fire.
This is good.
You'd be dead for sure.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, that's a goner.
Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, the palm trees. That's not good. 250. This is... I feel like the tank was already on fire.
It has been in like the last
it's just
3.
dry because it's going so fast.
Whoa, he like got hung in the tree.
Here we go, 300. He's an airplane. He's a sideways airplane. That's good. It's like,
educational.
Yeah, it's like, okay, it's something in a video game. Some guy has a whole channel dedicated to that. But that's interesting. Like, I feel like physically interesting. Not physical, like physics. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty realistic. Plus, if you're in a truck and you got to go over a large body, a large mountain of bodies.
Well, you can't do it at 15.
No. So now we know the sweet spot's probably about 60. You got to hit that bump of bodies at about 60. And you're going to be able to go over but not hit the sign and not fly off. You know what I mean?
Hopefully not explode the tanks.
And not, because if you go too fast, the tanks are exploding. Now, speaking of exploding, Jason, have you ever wondered what it would be like if for some reason a needle was traveling at the speed of light and it was going to hit the earth? I'm sure that's popped into your brain. Well, it's popped into this guy's brain, and he's going to tell us all about it here. A needle, think about this, people. It's small, but at the speed of light, the mass is increased exponentially.
Almost infinitely?
Traveling at the speed of light collided with Earth. Some people think it will not cause any serious harm, but it is not actually true. A needle moving at the speed of light carries unimaginable energy, and its energy is so concentrated, it vaporizes everything in its path. When the needle hits Earth, the energy is equivalent to a massive explosion and destroy Earth completely.
Well, there it is, people. So we need to avoid needles traveling at the speed of light. I hope there's none out there. But if there is, we wouldn't see it. That kind of makes
you worry about like light speed dust.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, imagine when we achieve light speed and there's like particles falling off of us.
Yeah.
A little bit of the, maybe it's a screw.
You like got to wash up and scrub your skin practically off because all you take is like on liftoff, like one flake of skin flies off your.
Boom. Killing everybody. It's just crazy. Nuts. And we'd never be able to see that coming. You think we'd be able to detect a needle coming at the speed of light? Couldn't see it. It's too small. Too fast.
The vapor trail would give it away.
You think? Oh, because
we wouldn't be able to do anything about it.
Vapor trail in space? In space, though?
There's so much stuff in space. Like, yeah, we had this.
Oh, you're saying because yeah, but it wouldn't hit nothing. Yeah, because space is so vast. We're goners. We'll never see this. We'll never see it.
Or whether we see it or not.
That's true. Because what we could do, deflect it, just like at the right moment.
You're going to put up a shield?
I hope they have the scientists working on the shield.
We need the shield way before we need the light speed. Otherwise, we're never going to be able to go light speed.
That's true. I mean, how are we going to power the light speed? We need the whatever it is that powers the shield.
So we need double infinite energy?
No, we got a lot of energy with the sun. I think the shield is powered by the sun. Somehow hard. Not like solar panels. That's lame. I mean like the
just
vast amount of energy.
Vacuum sucking the energy right out of it.
Get some of that.
Pulling pure hydrogen right out of the sun.
Dome shield the United States, okay, because everybody's coming after us. Dome shield us. And then we're going to be like, all right, people of Earth, we'll give you the technology. But USA rules now. There it is. Dome Earth. No more meteors. Every now and then there's like, meteors going to almost hit Earth. And everybody goes, whoa, no more. Shielded USA.
As a planet, we really don't react that much to the world ending.
Yeah.
Like Y2K, it was like
all the time.
We all still went to sleep the night before.
Oh, yeah. Everything. There's a world ending thing like every year. Every year there's something where it's like, ooh, could end the world.
Yellowstone.
We've been
people still go to Yellowstone. They're like, I want to be first.
Yeah. We've been utterly desensitized, honestly, to a lot of crazy.
But I mean, they're things, like they're things that it could happen.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It didn't.
Not yet. Well, if it did, it'd be over. So
yeah, that's definitely for us.
That's good that it didn't happen. Jason, another theoretical. Have you ever wondered what it would be like if you got struck by lightning? Well,
I've wondered, but
here's what happened.
You get struck by lightning, most people think you die. But that's not always the case. The current is hotter than the sun's surface and can cause severe burns that leave marks in the shape of lightning. But some of the current might still reach inside you, affecting the brain and causing confusion. It can also disrupt your heart's rhythm. So if you do die from a lightning strike, it's most likely to be from a heart attack.
So now you know. It's like, oh, no, you might not die. You're just going to get like fried from the inside out. Just every part of you.
It makes you think about the fact that most of the people who get struck by lightning and survive aren't
unimaginable pain.
Well, yeah, they have nerve damage forever, but like they're usually not like brain deficient. I mean,
oh, you're saying afterwards?
Yeah.
Like they're not? They usually can think normal?
I mean, I think
done?
Most of the ones I've heard of anyway, but like you probably shouldn't be.
No.
Like that
maybe
makes
it depends on if you have shoes or not.
A miracle.
That's true. But I wonder if it's like, oh, if you're barefoot, you're goner. But if you have shoes, rubber soles, it goes through your body, but then dissipates in a way. Or maybe it's reversed. Maybe if you're barefoot, it goes through your body to the ground. But if you had shoes on, oh, you're screwed. And it's just trapped inside you. Maybe we should be going barefoot more often. I think that's what it is.
I just don't want to get struck by lightning.
Well, the chances are slim, but it does happen.
If I got struck by lightning, I'd be pissed that I never won the lottery.
Because of the odds of either one happening. That is true. And one's way worse than the other.
Yeah. Sure.
What about trying to stop a cannonball? I'm sure that's something we've all thought about before.
I could do it.
Well,
if a cannonball was shot at you while you were wearing a bulletproof vest, it would tear right through your body.
It would just go right through like
Even
nothing.
With 20 vests stacked together,
Isn't that
would
crazy?
hit you with
20.
almost the same impact, plowing right
Boom,
through.
just
At
nothing.
100 vests,
Like butter.
some energy would be absorbed, but the force of impact would still break your bones and
Break 'em
crush your
all.
organs. Now, if you were to stack 5,000 vests, creating a wall dozens of feet thick, you would finally stop the cannonball.
Nice.
But the force would still travel through the vests, and since they're attached to you, you'd still be thrown to the ground.
That's not bad. Thrown to the ground is better than crushed all your bones and organs. So now we know if for some reason you got a cannonball coming at you, you need about 5,000 vests in between you and them. You know? And I think it worked. And this is the thing he didn't test. Well, what happens if you have like a vest and then space? And then a vest and space? Like, because he said because they're all attached.
You think you could cut it right in half?
Yeah, at least.
What are you going to use as spacers, though?
Air, space. Yeah.
How?
Nothing. Oh, you know what would be the best spacer? So I don't know how you'd get a wall of it.
Jello.
I was thinking water. Water. You know what I mean? Because water's like when you're high impact with force.
Yeah, if you. Yeah, that's the problem. Like
We need
people
to
who jump
stop
off
it.
of
Yeah.
bridges die.
Yeah, no. They die, but we're trying to get the cannonball to die.
I guess.
You know what I mean? The cannonball would be more stopped by water. So bulletproof vests layered with water. He didn't put water in the vests. We never
Maybe
know.
he
It
should've
could only
just
be
done-
10.
He should have done 20 life jackets.
But they're filled with air. Oh, but fill them with water.
Whatever you want.
Why don't we start a channel?
You only get to do it once.
We're going to start a channel where all we do is
We're going to shoot Al with cannonballs.
I was going to say you. Why is it got to be me with the
Because you
cannonballs?
always say it's me.
No, it has to be you, Jason. It's funnier.
I only get to do it once.
It's funnier for some reason.
All right, we'll do the cannonball last.
The last. Okay, that's fair. Jason,
you do the kip-ups.
I will. I'm going to get on it. Maybe
You do
starting
the
tomorrow.
Kip-ups, I'll do the cannonball
I think starting
after
tomorrow.
all the other weird things.
Jason, I know you remember that good dust from it's funny, it's like not around as much, but I think it's just because there's better HVAC systems, but
oh man, I ain't seen these particles since I was a little kid on my granny crib.
You remember seeing like
oh yeah, still smells like 2016.
You know, 2016, I'm thinking like 2000, 1993 or something like that. Really,
Oh,
I
man,
remember
I ain't seen
looking.
these particles
This
since I
is
was a
what
little
made
kid on my granny
everybody
crib.
interested in physics.
It's like, man, oh wow, I could see the I remember at my grandma's house.
Yeah.
Like looking at that, I was like, oh, that's so cool. I wasn't thinking like, oh, this is really dirty air. I mean, this air is really bad. It was just like, whoa, that's cool.
I didn't
You
even
can see
think about
light.
the fact that you don't see that anymore.
Isn't that weird? It's rare. Do you think it's just because HVAC systems are better naturally now?
For sure.
In houses, so we don't have
It's
to.
definitely not because we're taking better care of the earth.
No way. Yeah, no, it's way worse now. So he must have been like doing some, home improvement or something like that.
He's in the attic.
Yeah, or the attic, real dusty place there. Makes you want to take a deep breath of that stuff. This one I thought of it just bring me back to Texas and the good old days of when I used to smoke here. This guy has a theory on people in smoking. Oh, well, you got to hear. You have to hear what he says, or you won't get his theory. This guy has a theory. Hit it.
If you see niggas start smoking cigarettes, life beating their ass, but they fighting back. They fighting back at the very least, but life is beating their ass.
They're down. Nobody's
you
up.
See niggas smoking black and milds though. Black and milds.
Yeah.
The wood
Like
chip
actually
wine blacks.
smoking them, not.
Life won. Life ain't
won.
beating their ass no more. Life won. Life is over. The battle is lost.
Yeah.
They don't even ask them what's wrong because it's not gonna be nothing good. That nigga's going through it.
It's true.
If you see him with a black and mild, it's over.
It's over. And yeah, Texas, I'm like, I remember smoking my first black and mild with Neil and Vinny, and we're outside of Vernon, and it was like a celebratory thing. I was like, and I remember smelling. I was like, that smells so good, man. That smells so smooth and creamy and sweet, man. I got
They liked black and milds, or they were smoking like
they
Cubans.
they liked black and milds, the regular kind, just the normal black and milds, right? So I was like, let me try one of those. They're like, yeah, no problem, because we're all smoking, celebrating our first day.
His whole theory.
And I was like, oh, that's good. I think it's like if you start, because he's like, if they got the wine, if they got the jazz or whatever, those are the people. They're down. If you're just smoking a black and mild as like a pseudo cigar because you don't have any cigar, okay, that's maybe a celebratory. But when you start getting into the flavors, I remember I was getting every flavor. I was like, oh, once I discovered they had flavors of them, I was getting variety packs. I'm like, yeah, let me get the wine, the jazz, the orange, the casino, the this and that. I was getting them all. And I was smoking like, I don't even know. It was essentially a pack of them a day because there's like 5 in a pack. One in the morning on the way to work. And then this is the thing. It's like when you're working and you're not necessarily like when you're like supervisor level, like you're not even supposed to be there. It's like you definitely want to take as many breaks. You're like, bro, I shouldn't be working as much as you guys are going to be working. I'm going to go take a break. It's like I'm going to go smoke, okay? And so you get to take a lot more breaks than obviously if you were supposed to be getting in all the grunt work. But it was like that's how I got my free time. I was like, I'm going to go smoke. I just go out to my car and light up a black and mild. That's good. But those were some tough times, especially Beaumont. I remember that's when I think I was smoking more black and milds than I ever had. Obviously, that was, first of all, I never smoked cigarettes ever and then started with black and milds. So it was like I jumped a whole level or two on smokability. Okay. I was like, all right, no cigarettes and then black and mild. And then I went to these stores in Beaumont, Texas, and they were really bad stores. It's a really long story. I won't tell you the whole story. They're just really bad, really, really bad. And it was stressing me out, bro. It was stressing me out so much.
I remember you sending me the pictures and videos of
I was like, oh no. And I just remember like, people just all the worst stuff. If you're running stores, like everything you're like, oh, what bad stuff can happen in operations? Like list them out. And it was happening at these stores, but all simultaneously at 3 different locations.
Simultaneously and worse than you imagine.
Yeah. It's just nuts. And I'm just like smoking. So I was smoking more than I ever did. And I remember at some point I was like, oh, my chest hurts really bad. And then I started getting really sick. And I remember Neil's like, I think it's because you smoke too many black and milds. I was like, you think it's the black and mild? No, I think I'm getting sick. Just a normal sickness. He's like, I don't think so. No one should be smoking that many black and milds, but definitely not you. You never smoked before. Now you're smoking black and milds. I was like, all right. I'm going to take a break. And then I took a break and my chest started feeling better. I was like, okay. All right, I guess maybe I can't smoke black and milds. I guess I can't no more. But maybe I remember thinking like a year or two ago, it was a couple years ago, I was like, you know what? I just want to smoke one. I just want to smoke. So I went to the store, bought one black and mild, and it was like on my way to something.
Honestly, that's what he's talking about. Like when you buy a pack of cigarettes, you spent $5-6 or more.
Yeah.
When you're like, I got nothing.
Like, hit me with the blacks.
Yeah, just give me a black and mild. And then you were like, this is all of my smoke breaks today.
And when you get fancy with the black and milds, they got wood tips. I didn't know about that until I started getting in the thing. But it's like, the wood tips are way better. They're way better, and they're fancy. I mean, I thought I was like, oh, this is legit. This is way cooler than cigarettes. Cigarettes are lame. Black and milds, that's where it's at. But no, those were rough times. So yes, if you see somebody smoking black and milds, it ain't going good for them. No, unless it's a celebratory thing. We might celebrate with a black and mild. Actually, I've always not wanted to. I'm not saying I've always wanted to smoke a cigar, but kind of. Yes, not like legit like get into cigar smoking, but I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe we get to 1,000 subbies.
I don't think I would ever smoke a whole.
Yeah, we just light one up and we take some, because you're not. I guess I don't even think you're supposed to smoke black and milds. I think you're supposed to still puff and push or something. I don't think you're supposed to inhale. Oh yeah, cigars you're definitely not supposed to. But I'm pretty sure black and milds you're not supposed to either. And maybe that's why I had such a tough time, because I was like,
there's no filter.
Yeah, no. So, but I do want to try a cigar. That'd be kind of cool. Just for looking super cool. I mean, we're gonna look like Al Capone or Scarface or something. It looks so cool. We're getting to the end here. I only got a few left here. I don't know if you knew this, Jason. Have you ever wondered why Latinas are so thick? I mean, this is how it is.
I can't say that I have, but I'm sure I'm about to
are
learn.
known to have curvier bodies? Well, it actually comes down to bone structure and fat distribution.
See, this is science.
Studies show that women of Latin American descent often have a wider pelvis and hips, which gives the body a naturally curvier shape. Mamacitas also tend to store more fat in the hips and thighs due to genetic and hormonal
That's
factors.
why they got the booties.
This body type evolved over time to support childbirth and overall fertility, and it's one of the many ways our bodies adapt to different backgrounds.
See? So it's like science. It's not just like, oh, big booty Latinas are like a meme or something. Like, no, it's because they've like grown to like give easier childbirth. You know what I mean? So they got the wide
Why didn't
hips
anybody else do it?
I don't know. Maybe it's just because like
are Mexican babies or like
they have
Latino
more
babies?
I think they have more on average.
They have more. So it's a quantity rather than a size of the baby thing.
No, yeah, I think it's like it needs to make it easier for their bodies because they pump them out a lot more. You know what I mean? And versus white people, they're barely having kids. I mean, that's why the population's like dwindling in so many areas, because they're like barely having kids. Versus Latinos, they're pumping out 3, 4, 5 of these things. My brother got like 4 kids. My sister got my brother has 3 daughters and a son. He has a son that's only 2 years old.
Daughter was born out like. That was crazy.
Yeah, so now he has 4 kids. My sister, she has 3 kids. My big sister has 5 kids. I only have 2. I'm bringing the Latino average down, but everybody else is cranking them numbers. They're like, those are rookie numbers. 2. We got 5, 4, 3. I was just trying to make it even. 5, 4, 3, 2. So now I'm doing my part, but maybe I get a nice Latina and she wants to have 10 more kids. I don't know. I'll just go with the flow. I'm just going to go with the flow if that's what she wants. I didn't see this when I was in Nashville, but I saw this before going to Nashville, so I was hoping to see it again. But there was this big ball of energy that was like going around this parking lot, and it was nuts. And I said, man, that better not happen when I'm down there this weekend. And it didn't, because I would have been freaked out. But look at this thing, Jason. Hang on, let it.
Aliens. It's an
It could be aliens.
We got an orb on video right now. A fucking orb. Unedited.
Why is he walking closer to it? Who does that?
Because he's nuts. Like every other TikTok, they're like, "Ooh, I got to get it for the views." Do you see it? You see it? There it is.
Of the water. It's on the surface of the water. It's just skimming across the water right now.
And it's like setting off all the car alarms.
In the fucking making.
Isn't that
ball lightning is supposedly like becoming a more common occurrence everywhere.
Got an orb on video right now.
Because of the aliens? Because of the aliens? Remember how in New Jersey they were seeing the plasma orbs and everybody was freaking out? They're like, oh, plasma orbs. And then like it just died. The story just died. Like, oh, plasma orbs. I don't know. And then like nothing.
That's not a plasma orb.
Well, that looks like a plasma orb on the ground.
lightning.
Yeah, well, that's a little more solidified. The plasma orb looked like more.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, crazy stuff happening, and nobody's like, what is it? They're like, oh, that's what I'm talking about. Desensitized. We've been so desensitized. Aliens.
This guy's like, look at it go, look at it go. I'd be like, gone.
Yeah, no, there's no way. There's no way. You know what I would do? I would throw up
my car out of there.
I would throw up my quick tripod, just because I got the portable one that I always take with me everywhere, just in case. Phone on the tripod. I'd leave.
Phone?
Yeah, I'd leave my
You'd
phone.
Sacrifice the phone.
For the views, yeah.
I guess.
I would. And then I would leave, and then I would like get really I wouldn't go all the way, but get far away. You know, half a mile or something. I'd wait it out. And
Close
then when
enough
I thought
to where if anybody tried touching the phone, you could airsoft them.
Yeah, airsoft sniper. Yeah, rubber bullets. I'm not trying to kill nobody.
Yeah.
But they can't touch the phone. Yeah,
don't
that's my
touch
phone. And then I'd go back and get the phone and have like the greatest footage ever without being in harm. See? This is big brain stuff, but we need to do something about the aliens and the plasma orbs and the lightning balls and all the craziest stuff that seems to be happening rapidly these days. And then we got like, I mean, there's just so many crazy phenomenons, and we've been so desensitized. Where everybody's just like, who cares, bro? Again. In lighter news, what about these animals, Jason? Everybody likes to see a nice animal. What about these cats? Doing cat stuff. I love cat videos. I think there's dogs in here too for the people that like dogs, but take a look.
That's me.
To put the finishing touches on this match.
The other cat.
Legendary.
What happened?
He's slowing down.
Oh.
Ali rolling.
Well, that's a cow. That cow didn't get touched. That's crazy. Oh, no.
Smooth.
Oh, don't bite him.
Watch it again. And Ziggler makes it back to his feet. Is he going to deliver speed?
That dog. I thought the dog was going to get him. Oh, he's choking him out. My goodness.
Vicious little shit.
Those were the craziest. That one was like complete backflip 3 feet in the air, just land on his buddy. What was he? Do you think they're seriously in their heads? They're like, bro, I'm about to do the craziest knockout backflip takedown, or they're just like, it's instinct. They're just like,
it's natural.
They're not even thinking. They're like, bro, I take him down. I'm not even thinking. Here we go. Underground. This was an idea.
The person.
It's still a valuable idea. We might be able to do this one day, but would you live in an Earth skyscraper?
Invented the Earth scraper is truly a genius. To address the shortage of land resources,
we only got so much land,
the designer
but we got a lot
came
of
up with the
underland.
idea of an underground world. First, engineers need to dig a giant pit 300 meters deep in the city center.
Okay.
Then, within the pit, they build an inverted pyramid structure.
Makes
the entire
sense.
building has 85 floors and can accommodate up to 100,000 people. This
That's a lot of
inverted
people.
pyramid design allows each floor's residents to receive sunlight.
They all
The
get
top
light.
of the building is covered by a huge glass dome, which also serves as a public square for nearby residents.
See, the space
In
is
addition
still
to
there.
residential areas, the designer thoughtfully includes museums, offices,
you can
shopping
live.
streets,
You're
parks,
living
and
in
more, creating an underground life experience identical to life on the surface. At this
Identical?
point, you
I
might
think it would
wonder
be pretty
what
cool.
would happen if there's an earthquake or a flood. In fact, earth scrapers can significantly reduce the damage caused by earthquakes and tornadoes. However, the challenge of how to evacuate 100,000 residents in the event of a flood or fire remains an unsolved problem.
Okay, that's bad.
Therefore, the concept of earth scrapers has not yet been realized. If this concept
It's
comes a
would you
reality,
live in it? It's interesting. Makes sense. Utilize the ground. 100,000 people. Everybody gets sunlight until they got to the end. They're like, well, giant flood or a fire, and everybody's gonna die. But if we can figure out how to get them out real quick, very valuable. Very valuable.
You know, coolest living experience I ever saw.
Huh.
They never actually ended up going through with it, but it was like this tech magazine when I was in like middle school or some stuff. It was an underwater dome.
Underwater dome?
Yeah, and they were talking about things that are real now, but like obviously they were just like underwater domes aren't as cool as they used to be, but like smart homes.
Yeah.
Like you set your coffee pot to make your coffee at whatever time in the morning. And I remember going, whoa.
Sounds good.
Nuts. Yeah. We're way more advanced than that, but for some reason, no underwater homes.
You would think like a Sea Lab. Remember that cartoon? Sea Lab.
Yeah.
Life under the sea. I think it's possible. The problem is the oxygen thing, and we got to like constantly make oxygen or turn.
Well, they had that covered.
They got the
too.
gill
It was
things
like,
now. Right?
Well, no, it was like solar powered.
Oh, okay.
So it was like, yeah, you know, you weren't fitting 10 people, families, or like 100,000 people in these things. It only needed to produce so much oxygen, and I think part of it was also plants.
Oh, because the plants can make it.
Yeah, it would eat some of the carbon dioxide and spit out oxygen. So it was like...
And we got plenty of water.
Not only does it look cool, because all the plants, but yeah, that helps.
Yeah, and we got... That's what I'm saying. It's like we need to utilize what we got.
Generator. No, not really. You just need some plants.
These oceans are gigantic. We need to be living in the ocean. That would be pretty cool. I mean, I would be terrified. I would be
I'm scared to death of the ocean. I would not live in the ocean. But if you were like, oh, there's this vacation house in like...
You could spend a day in there.
A lake.
In the lake. You would do a night in there.
I would do like a 1 week summer thing.
Oh, you do a whole week?
Yeah.
Under the water.
Under the water isn't the problem. It's like when you start talking about Mariana's Trench and like depths that people have not been able to explore. I don't want to explore those.
Yeah.
I don't want other people exploring those. I don't want to find out that Cthulhu is real and like...
Yeah.
No, just leave it alone.
Yeah, leave it alone. Why do we got to go down there?
We don't.
We don't need to go down there.
I can go 20 feet under the water and still be like, wow, okay, this is cool. I got light from the surface. I got the water experience. I can see the fish. It's cool. I don't need to be seeing sharks and whales and
Cthulhu's and
shit that can squash me in no time flat. Like just going outside would squash me. Like, no, I don't need to be that deep in the water.
No, bro, we're good. I'm just like terrified of water and like I like experiencing water. Like, you know, swim or go to a pool or, you know, go to the ocean, go in it a little bit. But like, no, I don't want to be too far away, too deep.
I don't want to go anywhere I can't see.
Yeah, no, it's not good. I saw this after I saw the skyscraper video or the ground scraper video, and I was like, oh, ground scraper, that's a good idea. And then I saw this. I was like, oh, well, maybe not so much. First ever fault line movement caught on video. Just happened a couple weeks ago. This thing...
Newly surfaced CCTV footage from the devastating Myanmar earthquake has captured a fault line moving for the first time ever.
It looks weird because the entire... background,
the video
it's
shows
like
a sudden horizontal ground shift.
Like, look at the hill back there, all that stuff.
In this
it's
case,
like
Myanmar's 750-mile-long Sagaing fault ruptured near the surface.
It moved like 5 meters.
To be honest, I didn't even notice it the first time. I just saw the gate open and I was distracted by that.
It's like, there's the gate. For the first time ever, a gate is open by itself. No, look at how the whole entire
Mother
Earth
Nature
shift.
truly is terrifying.
That's crazy. I was surprised they've never caught the... It's just like because they never have the right time and right place for a camera to be there. But yeah, look at that out there and you just see the whole... And it's so weird
driving by that at the time and you're like, oh, I could have swore I was further along than I was. And it's like, just like, nah, just a couple feet back.
Yeah. Now they got to redraw like the lines like on the map. Like the map's off by 15 feet. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's a lot of feet. And somebody could have fell right in there. I mean, if they're right in on the line, they would have been a goner. They would have been right in there. So yeah, maybe the ground scraper, not a good idea. I know it said something about earthquakes, but it didn't mention fault line changes. Where it just...
Yeah, that would just literally
just
like...
separates or crush it. Yeah, it's either going to separate and then we all just, I don't know, get disintegrated because everything collapses on itself.
15 feet, though, you're just close enough to see your neighbors get eviscerated like immediately. And then you're like, oh, man, that was terrible.
Yeah. This, I'm just like, these are the kind of thing, you know, you're talking about, well, why do we got to go to the ocean? Why do we got to do this? Sometimes I see rides and I'm like, why? Why do we got to make the stupidest rides where it's like, it just seems dangerous for no good reason. You know what I mean? And I saw this and it was like,
rubber ball?
Would you write? It's like a donut. It's like a donut.
No.
You know what I mean? And look at how steep this hill is. And it's not like the donut's locked into anything.
It's just like, man,
It's
I hope
just
you weigh
a
enough
guy
to keep you on the
strapped
earth.
in. You would think.
Why is
like,
he going sideways?
That's another great question. I wouldn't want to go sideways. Maybe he's about to turn him. But I just saw the beginning of this and I said, bro, this is not good. Maybe it's a fail video,
You
but
would shit yourself all the way down.
I would never do this personally. Personally, this is ridiculous. All right, let's see. Okay,
Like,
they
all
do
right.
turn him around.
He's like, all right, you got to sit up though, otherwise you're gonna grind, like be sanded.
He's holding a GoPro, which you can't see, which is pretty cool. I like that. You get on this thing, but it's like, how is that thing just? I mean,
oh, it's Mario Kart physics.
You know what I mean? It's like he takes the chance of, because if he starts flipping, he's like, oh, that was so fun. Ha ha ha. If he started flipping, you know, the tumble, he would have broke every bone in his body.
Yeah.
Snapped his neck, everything.
Or like, even if he didn't continue flipping, if he just tipped over.
And then was just
The
grinding
momentum,
face
yeah,
down. Yeah.
like that's what I'm
Ripped
saying.
off
You
all
get
his skin.
sanded.
Gone. Maybe his arms and legs fly off. And then the doctors would have been like, why? Why did you do this? And he'd be like, I was trying to have fun. Like,
yeah.
Trying to have fun.
Is that fun?
You could have done anything. You could have went, you know, skateboarding or like, I don't know.
Skydiving even.
Skydiving.
That's pretty nutty.
It's like, no, I wanted to take this inner tube down like this giant mountain. Thought it was a good idea.
It took him almost no time to get to the bottom too.
Yeah. We're finally at a last video. Perfect timing. It wasn't 2 hours today. It was 3 hours. But we had a lot to catch up on, and I'm glad that it was only 3 hours. So let's take a look at our last video. Usually I like to do something uplifting, but I saw this one was like not uplifting in an uplifting sense or whatever. And I was like, good enough. All right, let's take a look at this here. Pause. I forgot I can't rewind. All right, tell us about if we're having a bad day.
If you're having a bad day, just remember, it's your fault. All the decisions you've made in your entire life have led you to this very moment. And it seems as though those decisions were terrible. So, maybe next time.
Maybe next time. I was like, I saw, you know, it's that hope core. You know, he's...
If you're having a bad day, just remember.
You got the
You
smile
still
on.
feel good about it,
All
even
the
though
decisions you've
you're
made
like,
in your
all
entire
right.
life have led you to this very moment.
It is my fault.
And it seems as
Accept
though
it.
Those decisions.
Bad decisions. Pretty bad. Here I am. It's crazy to think, but we've talked about the butterfly effect or the ripple effect and stuff like that before, but it's like truly where you, me, you, everybody, where everybody, their point of existing right now, what you're doing right now, where you're at right now, who you're with, everything is based on a series of decisions. Not even from your birth. It's from your parents and then your grandparents and your grandparents. You know what I'm saying? It's like a succession of decisions being made and actions being taken. We're talking about kids. Here it is. It's the giant wrap. It brings it all in. The retarded kids not having good decisions. It's like sometimes if you just think things through, maybe more than one step ahead, 2, 3, 4, 10 steps ahead, you'd make better decisions. Not for the you now, but for the you in the future. The future you that has to deal with the actions that you're doing right now. It has to deal with the repercussions and the consequences of the actions you take now. And so that's just something to think about at the end of our video today. That every decision you've ever made will always affect you in some way down the line. And I think that's a little bit positive because it can go positive too. Those little decisions you can make to eat healthier or work out or do this or take a walk or whatever it is, those add up positively too to affect you. Nobody ever just woke up and they're completely ripped in shape and they're like, how did I get here? They made a series of good decisions to get to that point. So bad or good, your decisions will make you. But now that you know, make more good decisions. Now that's the end of the show tonight. Jason, thanks for joining us for Real Episode 1. Go watch Episode 0 if you want to see Spartan Helmet Dude more. And to everyone that was in the chat, especially my father, thank you so much. I appreciate you and your time. Everybody watching later, I appreciate you as well. We're out of here. Good day. Love you too.
I'm sorry, everyone. The show's over, but we thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time. We're out of here.
You what?
Good day.
Are you ready?
Wait a minute.
Make your dreams come true.
That was legitness. Yeah.